just scheduled another person to come in and watch a show because they bought a vehicle from Sport Subaru, North John Young Parkway.
Got a lot of listeners that have better cars than us that come in here. I know. They show their brand new Subaru vehicles. Ross has an amazing Subaru.
Yeah, Subarus are great vehicles.
It's like an adventure mobile, dude. Like it's ready to spend some time in Florida.
All-wheel drive, plus their resale value is ridiculous. Lifetime powertrain warranties.
And normally, once you get in one, you're probably going to want to get into another one in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, we got those guys for you. Mike Stacks on the Subaru side. He loves putting our listeners into brand new Subarus.
Yep.
And then on the Chevy side of things, and I think Tom has bought every car from this gentleman, J.C. Harrelson. If you want a Chevy, and there's no way you can't say you're not a Chevy household now. I mean...
Yeah, my wife has a Chevy Traverse. We got from Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont.
Loves that car.
I've got my Silverado.
Yeah. She specifically sought out that car, the Traverse, because of the heated seats that warm her back. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But if that's the type of shopping you do where you just want to throw the details to some guys and have them work for you in the background, we got the guys.
Yep, and especially when you talk to J.C. Harrelson over at Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont or Mike Stacks at Sports Subaru.
And they will literally text us and be like, I got one.
Yeah.
When do you want them to come in? And we'll just set it right up.
They want you to have a great experience because they know you're going to come in and watch a show or tell us about it, so they're going to give you the VIP treatment.
I do think we should
someone.
Start getting rides in the cars.
I know, yeah.
We get literally nothing out of this.
Some people have come and brought their cars here, and they showed them to us, but we should ride around.
I want to ride around, you know?
So buy a Subaru or Chevy, come to the studio, ride around. It's Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont and Sport Subaru, North John Young Parkway. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, and I'm embarrassed.
Why?
Why haven't we ever given our guest a theme song? This is one of my favorite guests, and he does not have a theme.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, but I mean, Chris, you've been coming on the show now for
years,
over a decade,
almost about 8 years. I think.
Okay, 8 years. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's been 8 years.
It's been 8 years.
And we never had a movie intro. Chris Crespo.
No, and you know what? We're going to keep it that way.
Cinema Crespediso.
Yeah, we're going to keep it.
I'm fine with that. I'm the introless guest. I'm fine with that.
I mean, we can make one on AI in 9 seconds.
Yeah, but people hate the AI. People are so mad at the AI.
They don't care.
Yeah, they do. They still tell me about it. They're like, "Don't you dare use it."
I see the Instagram comments.
Yeah, some people will say, "I thought you said your show was AI free."
What's this picture?
Yeah, what is this?
So Chris Crespo is here.
What's up,
from
guys?
Cinema Crespediso podcast.
Yes, how you doing?
So Chris, in preparation of today's show, I started looking at a bunch of upcoming movies that are coming out like fall, and then August, September, and
what
there's
has been
a
the
lot
movie of the
good
summer?
ones.
What is the film of the summer right now?
Probably Inside Out 2 has made the most money, I think. So far, that's the movie of the summer. Despicable Me 4 is also doing well. Twisters just made $80 million opening weekend. So, I mean, see how that plays out for next month. That could be looked back as one of the bigger movies of the summer for sure.
I was surprised about that.
About how much money it made?
Yeah.
Well, the first one was a record-breaking movie. It was like the 6th highest-grossing film of all time when that one came out. I'm actually shocked that it took this long for a sequel to come out.
Yeah, we forget that movie, Twister, was super dominant.
Yeah.
It also made a lot of people mad. Because it's like the star is a storm, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And like you've got better stories being told that aren't as powerful as that movie was at the time.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
I think they waited. I expected a Twister 2 almost immediately.
Within 3 years. Yeah, they usually would capitalize on the success, bring back Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt and all that. But they waited so long, now it's this sort of like spiritual legacy sequel where it's actually not even a legacy sequel because it doesn't reference the first movie very much. It's just its own thing with new characters. But they're still trying to just get data for a tornado. That's still the central crux of what they're doing. Trying to get to a tornado so they can measure it. That's a big thing.
And didn't they cut a...
And they did that last 20 years ago, and what did that change?
Yeah, now they're like, we have better ways to measure things now. That's it. We can get more information.
Didn't they cut a kiss from that movie?
I just read that today. They cut a kiss at the very end. I guess spoiler alert, but I mean, it's out there in the news now that they had the kiss between the main two characters at the very end, and they shot it both ways where they kiss and they don't kiss. They kind of just stand there and like smile at each other like doofuses. And they went with the non-kiss ending, and I didn't notice.
Because Spielberg told them to. to, right?
I don't know who told him to.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
hear
was
about
like
that.
what I read. It was like Steven Spielberg told them to do that, and then that was the last of the headlines, so I stopped reading.
Interesting. I mean,
I only read headlines, and
Yeah.
then I pass on the misinformation to people.
it is Amblin Entertainment, so it's co-produced by Spielberg's company, as well as it's a rare Universal and Warner Brothers co-production, like the first movie, for whatever reason, probably because it's so expensive. Both movies were so expensive that they decided to team up, and then they split up the distribution rights. Like Universal gets the rights to North America, and then Warner Brothers gets international, and they divvy up everything else. It did reportedly cost up to $200 million to make, which is a lot of money.
Director Lee Isaac Chung explains, he says, I feel like audiences are in a different place now in terms of wanting a kiss or not wanting a kiss. I actually tried the kiss, and it was very polarizing, and it's not because of their performance of the kiss. This no-kiss shot was the other option that I'd filmed on the day, and I've got to say, I just like it better. I think it's a better ending.
Yeah, I mean, it probably also did test screenings for this movie, and they got back some audience feedback, and they probably asked them directly what you think about the kiss, and some people might have said, it felt weird, or maybe out of nowhere. Maybe they didn't build up to it enough.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Maybe it was a little too aggressive.
After all of it, if they went to kiss, and then he was like...
Oh, he did a tornado.
Yeah. Wait till you see this twister. And then it was well received. This is what happened. They're not going to tell you this, but we'll spoil it here on the show. If you don't want to know the true ending to Twisters, turn off your radio now. The true ending is he starts doing a twister with his tongue like that. Then you think she's going to be like, what the hell? But she isn't. She starts going the opposite way, and they put their tongues together. And it's like,
And they create a perfect cycle.
It's real gross. It's like a 5-minute swirl. It's a 5-minute uncomfortable, and you hear it all. It's like,
Yeah, they lead into the ASMR of it.
It's like that for a full 5 minutes. It's a full 5, and then it cuts to black. And Steven Spielberg was like, "Dude, you can't do that." He's like, "You can't effing do that."
He's like, save that for the home video release. You guys are crazy.
Why don't people do fun things anymore? Nothing's fun anymore. That's the ending we deserve. That's the ending we deserve.
That would have been a better ending, probably.
Yeah.
All right, there's a lot to get to. So, is there any movies that you particularly want to talk about before I run through some of these?
Well, Alien Romulus comes out in a few
I
weeks
was going to
mention
mention that.
You want to talk about that one? Yeah, that
Even
movie
the
looks
name
crazy.
sounds dumb. Alien Romulus.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Romulus name. They started naming them after the spaceships in the movie, like Prometheus, Covenant, and now Romulus. I don't know if that's necessary. I was fine with Alien.
Hey, what's up, baby? It's me, Alien Romulus.
Does sound like a hip hop name.
Yeah, it does. Sounds cool.
But the movie looks awesome, though. Like, it looks really gnarly and intense. And it's directed by the guy who made, remember Old Blind Man with a Gun?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember we talked about that a few years
Who's the
ago?
old blind man with a
Yeah, it
gun?
was that movie. It was a blind guy
Oh, I
with
thought
a
you were
gun.
talking about Clint Eastwood. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Some teens break into his house, and then they're trying to sneak around and try to shoot him.
It was the horror movie where the horror movie is just a confused old man.
Yeah.
He's the murderer.
And he's like terrorizing the kids. It's that director. He also made the Evil Dead remake from like 10 years ago that was extremely gross and bloody. So I'm looking forward to an Alien movie that's going to be really gross and intense, like maybe even more violent than the other Alien movies before it, which says a lot.
They're saying this one, this goes back to the way Alien was originally touted to me as a young man, and it was like, this is a horror movie.
Yes.
This is not a space movie.
Or action movie.
Yeah,
No.
this is going to scare you.
This is supposed to make you feel tense and feel the pressure of being in a small environment with a scary monster that wants to destroy you.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin
He's
exactly.
the monster.
Kevin Spacey
Kevin Spacey
plays the monster. He's back.
Kevin
Kevin Spacey's back. He's playing the monster. He's really good.
He is back.
Yeah,
but
he's back.
We'll talk about that.
This is going to make you hate me, but
Okay.
And
what if we already hate you?
Touche.
Will this make us like you?
No, it definitely
all the way
won't.
back around.
Okay.
But the alien, the quintessential shot that is in every Alien movie is the
face.
the alien girl.
It's usually, let's be honest,
the girl.
It's usually a masculine lady in a tank top.
Yeah. So
it's a masculine lady in a wife beater.
and then she's got her head turned, and then the alien opens his mouth, and then another tiny
And a
mouth
baby.
comes out.
Yeah,
right?
a little head comes out, yeah.
And then they start swirling their tongue.
Tornado Twister.
Twister 3. But so another mouth comes out of the mouth.
It's
right?
a baby alien.
Yeah.
And then that's the quintessential Alien. They do that shot in every single Alien.
Yeah, I think so. Most of them, yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was like, how did that tiny, smaller mouth help this alien, or how this alien evolved?
It hurts. It sucks having an alien in your throat.
Yeah.
But every time you go to eat a hot dog, this little alien's coming out and eating the hot dog first.
I was just like,
it's hard to go to a baseball game.
How did 2 hot dogs?
How did this help this creature having a tiny mouth inside his big mouth?
You find there's no logic in it. There's no logic in this alien.
How is this an evolutionary trait that this creature evolved into that have
a smaller mouth? Maybe it needs to get into smaller crevices, if you know what I'm saying.
I think it would be a pain in the butt. Like if I go,
exactly,
if I run up here to Del Taco and I go to eat something, and then another mouth comes out and starts eating, I'm like, get the hell out of here! What are you doing?
Dripping acid saliva all over your food.
So that's
before
coming
you even get
out
to it. In a couple weeks, like August 16. It's R-rated. I mean, the trailer online looks super, super good and intense. I like good marketing, and it's marketed really, really well. I think it looks good.
I will say that the theatrical release poster is intense.
Yeah,
it is what appears to be a man or woman's face. You can't really tell, and it is an alien just eating it. It's bye.
And actually, I saw the difference between a green band and a red band trailer in a movie theater. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to a movie and you see the trailer, and then it'll say this has been approved for all audiences. That big green screen. Sometimes it's a red screen and says this trailer has been approved for restricted audiences. Those only play in front of R-rated movies, and they're trailers that have like curse words in them. They show a little bit of violence, maybe a little bit of nudity.
One booby.
Yeah, it's literally like an R-rated trailer. So they had one for Alien Romulus, and the thing that they include that's not in the normal trailer is a shot. The face huggers, they grab onto your face and they impregnate the person, and they put the chest burster inside them so it comes out of their body later, right? The trailer shows a guy holding the face hugger back like he's trying to stop it, and it's actively like going into his mouth, and he's trying to, it's like choking him, as it's gross and gnarly and visceral.
Yeah. I was doing this.
It's more than you've ever seen in another Alien movie regarding the same monsters and mechanics and stuff. They're just showing you more in a more intense way.
Yeah.
And I'm both terrified and intrigued.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's a good.
That's very good.
Well,
leave it right there. That's a good one.
Speaking of movies that are coming out in the next couple of weeks, I believe Joker is also...
That's not until I think maybe November.
Is it November?
But they are already very actively marketing that right now. They expected to make... I mean, the first one was a huge hit. I think it made $1 billion worldwide, did it? Made a lot of money. So they're expecting this next one to be gigantic.
And everything I'm hearing, it seems as if they're already sort of saying, like, hey, if you like the first one, Lady Gaga in this movie is going to literally... I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It's going to blow you away.
Yeah, the casting director said Lady Gaga was not my idea, not my decision. And she was like, this person, Lady Gaga, blew me away. She's going to impress everyone more than they've ever been.
It was between Lady Gaga and Melissa McCarthy. And they just went a different direction.
Yeah, that's a tough choice.
It is a tough choice.
Yeah. I did see the first one. Me and Crystal watched it because everybody was raving about how good Joaquin Phoenix was.
Anytime there's an old lady in a bathtub, it's going to be a crazy movie, right?
And he did do a really good job depicting mental illness.
Sure.
And
I think I do a good job. Where's my Oscar? Where are people telling me how good I am?
And then,
you got to film it more. Well, actually, you're filming it every week.
I film it every day.
Yeah. At the end of it, I was just like, well, I don't want to watch a guy depicting mental illness because it's a downer.
I have that in my family. I watch it all the time. I call, I'm like, how's he doing? Not well? Okay. Great. Ending credits.
And I'm like, it just seemed to me like a big downer.
The movie is a bit of a downer, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. It is a downer.
There is a bit of a trend, I think, in movies since, and we could analyze this if we don't have enough time today, but it does seem like there are more negative movies out there now.
Sure. Well, maybe because it's just a reflection of the world, and people are trying to work through all of those feelings.
Yeah, it's therapy.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. I mean, it's reflecting the world around us, and then it becomes a cycle where then you can argue, well, if our art is then super depressing, is that making us more depressed? Does it then come back around, or does it relieve us and help alleviate the depression because we have something to identify with? Again, like you said, we could talk about it forever.
Opinion from the chat room, they are hesitant but excited about the next Joker because they really like the movie. They're afraid that this is going to ruin something that they think is top 5 for them.
Sure. Well, they're going to do something very different with this movie. It is a musical. It's a jukebox musical. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
Really?
Yeah, there's like 15
That's
songs.
what I was afraid of.
Yeah, it's a musical, full on, 100%. That's part of the reason why they got Gaga, because she can sing. They'll be singing, and not songs original for the movie, but like
I'm a
recontextualized
musician,
popular
but
songs.
I'm out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like musicals personally. Very few of them do
I love
like.
them, but
I'll see this just almost out of curiosity.
So
at this
you're
point.
telling me now I get the depressed mental illness and musical together?
And singing and dancing.
Wow.
All alone. I'm on my pills.
Yeah.
I'm all alone. I'm on my pills. I want to kill.
I will say, I do think that the Joker trailer that's out there now is also another case of really good marketing. I think that movie's going to have a huge opening weekend, and between the marketing and Lady Gaga, it's going to do great. Now, whether it's a good movie, we'll all find out, by the end of the year.
I don't think they'd be pumping it up if it wasn't.
That's the thing.
And I believe in Lady Gaga. I'm not a mega fan or anything, but I think she's extremely talented. One of the most talented people we have actively doing their thing.
Sure.
And I think she's weird enough to pull it off.
Absolutely.
She can act. We know she can do that.
Yep.
I mean, that's proven.
Yep.
The singing, we don't even need to go into.
Right.
So,
I think she's an inspired, smart choice, actually.
Yeah.
And you're right. I do feel like they are confident in what they have, because I see that with other movies where it looks like it's going to be a big movie. For example, this Borderlands movie that's coming out.
Yeah, I wrote that down as well.
I feel like the teaser came out and everyone was like, this is a big thing. And then once I guess the movie was finished and the studio saw it, I haven't seen any marketing for it.
Nothing.
I've barely seen anything online. It comes out in like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks it comes out.
So Borderlands is a video game, and Daniel's played this. So I watched the trailer. The trailer looks...
I think it looks
like
fun.
it looks
Jamie
like a
Lee
Marvel
Curtis.
movie,
Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart,
Kate
Jack
Blanchett.
Black, Kate Blanchett.
Jack Black. Yeah, man, I love Jack Black. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
playing
decent cast.
I
yeah.
mean, it has a Guardians of the Galaxy feel.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Where a group of ragtag space
Pirates.
people
Whatever, sure.
are out there. I
Hunters.
mean, this is in the trailer, out there looking for a treasure.
Bounty hunters.
Yeah, they're doing some sort of adventure and coming across crazy people.
Yeah, and then
Treasure hunters. You got to upgrade your guns.
Yep. Very video game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
and you've got Jack Black playing the comic relief in the robot, similar to Groot in the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, there's
Clapchat, though, also the biggest. I mean, he's probably the biggest star of the game.
Oh,
because
really?
When you are playing the game, your only helper is Clapchat. So
he's in all of it.
Yeah. I mean, unless they do something different with his character. He's your companion, right? So when you're getting your guns and going to different worlds and studying different aliens and trying to fight your way back to, get whatever, he's your buddy, assisting you. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
I find it interesting that the trailers don't say it's from the director of Hostel and Hostel Part 2, because I think that'd get more people to come out to see Borderlands. The guy has made some indelible films that people remember, You ever see Cabin Fever? From like forever ago, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That was Eli Roth's first movie. Follows up with the Hostel films. Those are huge hits. And then he's sort of been looking for another big hit since then. He's made a bunch of movies. His last one was that Thanksgiving movie that came out last year. I think that's on Netflix now. The Thanksgiving horror film.
Oh, yeah.
That started as like a fake trailer in the Grindhouse Tarantino movie, and then they turned into a real thing.
Yep.
And then this is his follow-up now. His latest movie is this Borderlands movie. So, I mean, I feel like he's always looking for that big hit, and he's definitely hoping this will be it. And video game movies are like expected to be the next big genre, replacing comic book movies. That's like the number one genre, money-making, popular genre. Five Nights at Freddy's made a ton of money. Super Mario Brothers made a ton of money. They're hoping Borderlands does well. They're greenlighting more stuff based on video games over comic books and stuff. These things go in cycles, so that's the next fad.
Do you think maybe because so many, they know how many people purchase the Borderlands video game, right?
Sure.
And then just based on that, they're like, maybe we just market it to the people that play the video game only because they'll see it first, and then that's all we need. Or I don't know.
I play on Xbox.
I never saw any
nightly, and especially since I got College Football 25, which I know a lot of listeners are playing. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything. Normally, they would throw a banner,
some sort of splash page up there. Or something.
I remember when it initially came out, they did. I'm not playing any Borderland games currently. I don't know if they do anything with that. The chat room is kind of ticking on something that I'd be interested to see what Crespo thinks. Mm-hmm. They're kind of saying that for the franchise, that the movie, yes, we want the movie, and yes, we love the game, but everybody you cast for this particular movie are like incredibly older than they should have been for the game. Like it
really?
should have been like newer people.
Interesting.
You know?
So they went for some more bigger established names versus trying to break out some younger
and
actors.
it's not doing anything. Like multiple people in the chat room are basically saying like, the cast is terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, for the characters.
For the characters,
game.
not in
for
general. I mean,
talent-wise.
anytime you can get Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Jamie Lee Curtis, like
I mean, Kate Blanchett is
Sure.
like one of the best actresses on the planet. For
but most people are like, it just doesn't.
I
hit
feel
the
like
mark.
she's such a good actress that her doing Borderlands is slumming it. It's crazy that
Okay.
she's doing this movie. It's like this, to me, Borderlands is beneath her. And it's her like, no, I want to have a good time and have some crazy hair. And she did say she got this script right after, like 2 weeks into the pandemic. So she was, 2 weeks into lockdown. She was gardening in her backyard, going crazy, thinking about her future. And then she got this screenplay and she read it and it connected to her. So that's why she agreed to do the movie. But it's strange seeing her in these trailers because I feel like, this is Lydia Tarr. She's an actress who creates big characters and wins awards. And then here she is, a video game movie directed by a guy who did Hostel.
Well, speaking of sci-fi movies, I was excited because the trailer for Spaceman has officially been released. Okay, because before we talked about Spaceman, Adam Sandler,
The Adam Sandler one, the Netflix one,
and then the last time you were here, all it had was the picture of Adam Sandler on some sort of planet. There wasn't a trailer.
Yeah, that movie didn't come out yet.
And I don't know. Is it out?
I think it may have come out actually.
It could be out because I just saw the trailer.
I remember you talking about that a while ago. Yeah, for sure. The teaser, the floating teaser.
Yeah. The floating teaser.
Yeah.
But now the official trailer came out.
Sure.
And I watched it and I screamed, "Oh no! This is Tuesday 2 all over."
Tuesday.
because I'm not spoiling anything.
I think it's out.
In the trailer, there is a giant space spider that is talking to Adam Sandler about his feelings. And,
Wow.
and I was like, "Oh no!" And it's because I was
Crazy.
like, "This is
Are
ridiculous."
people now just coming to terms with the fact that we all went a little crazy during the pandemic?
I was just about
to like a
I was just about to
imaginary
say that,
friend or
Dan.
something.
Oh, you're reading my brain. I was
Yeah.
just about to say, what if this is a case of people, they're stuck in a pandemic, writers are stuck doing nothing, and they just have their cat, and they spend all day talking to their cat, and then in their brain, like, what if I made a movie about someone who's talking to an animal, but the animal's helping them work out their feelings, so I'm going to do about a bird that's going to help me deal with my daughter's death or whatever.
Well, obviously, they didn't know the audience in Florida because my life didn't change. I went to work every day and stopped talking to anybody.
No, we were all making out in the middle of the street. It was crazy.
There's a space spider, and he's talking to Adam Sandler about how he's confused about his feelings. It's Adam Sandler, and then I'm just like, "Oh God!" And I got mad.
Yeah, it's out, and the reviews are terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so skip it, buddy, because you don't want to Tuesday yourself all over again.
Yeah.
That movie's about to come out wide, I think, too, Tuesday.
I think it already did. Yeah,
Did it already? Because you saw it at the film festival at a full screening, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get in because I use a press pass, and if the screening's full, I can't get in. There has to be seats available. But it sounds like I dodged a bullet, though. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've had a lot of listeners that still are not going to see that movie because of Tom, but then they feel like they have to see the movie because of Tom.
No, I'm telling you, the way you described it, it sounded so absurd that I have to see it. Like you're saying it's bad, don't see it, but then you kept describing it, and I was like, this sounds bananas. I have to see this movie.
Yeah.
But
And it kind of died down. Like at first, it was like everybody. Oh, hey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
She's gonna get her. This is her big movie.
Yeah,
and then it popped, and then it was like everybody went back to like, oh yeah, it's a crazy.
That happens all the time.
Well, another thriller that's out, or it's coming out soon, is Quiet Place Day One.
I saw that.
So you saw the movie?
Yeah, I saw it about a month ago, 3 weeks ago. When did it come out? And that is another one that did really well, better than expected. Over $50 million opening weekend, the best opening weekend of the Quiet Place movies. So they're gonna keep making these now as long as they keep making money. And I've seen all three of them. I think this one's actually the best one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. It's new characters.
What is this? Where if you talk or something, then they get in your skull? Or
if you make any sound, these alien monsters can hear you and they come right for you because they're like echolocation based. They have no sight, but they have great hearing. So everyone's trying to be quiet at all times. So it works great in a movie theater, especially an opening weekend. There are scenes in the movie where you can tell people are afraid to crunch their popcorn because it makes so much noise in the theater. Everyone can hear you making noise. And it's like, no, be quiet. We're trying to watch this movie.
I would like a big You're like a big old blammer. or something.
Dan, that happened to me when I went and saw A Quiet Place. There were these two little kids, like 12-year-old kids next to me.
You got to put a fart in there.
During a quiet part of the movie, the kid right next to me just went up.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I was like, this little son
You
of
got
a...
to do it. That's what you get for a dumb movie premise.
Yeah, dude, that happened to me. But it was a good movie. It was actually really enjoyable, and I was surprised at how much I liked it. Because the other ones, I think they're okay. They're fine movies. So I was kind of just going to see this one because it was the big movie.
And this is similar to Bird Box? Right?
Kind of, yeah, because Bird Box, that was like a sight, like we can't look at them or else they attack us. So
that one you can't look.
You can't look at them.
Totally different.
Get out of here.
That one's no look. This was no talk.
No talk. No look, no talk. They are very similar. They're very, very similar.
But that one, you put a bandana on your head.
Yeah, they're walking around with bandana.
And you're good as long as you have a bandana on your eyes.
Yeah, and you don't walk off a bridge.
So wait a minute. Is the only... Am I told that, like... Okay, so... The bandana one is easier.
Way
yeah,
easier.
Yeah,
because also under the bandana I've got my eyes closed.
Yeah,
but the other one, if I'm making a
you
noise,
just step on a twig,
and
then
here
come
comes
and get
the
you.
alien. What do they do to you when they get you?
They don't.
get you good.
They're PG-13, so basically they just like come into frame and grab you and take you out. So you don't see any actual violence or anything.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, it's good for. Honestly, it is good for like families and teenagers and stuff because it's not.
What about
violent or
inside
gory
a
at all.
building? Can they get inside the building?
Heck yeah, they're huge. They're giant monsters, and they're very strong, so they can definitely get in. So you got.
They can open a door.
They all smash through the door.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be scarier if they like Velociraptor style, just like use a claw hand to slowly open the door and walk in.
Maybe we'll get there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw this movie. It's directed by Jordan Peele, and it is called Monkey Man.
He produced it.
Oh, he produced it?
Actually,
Okay,
the guy who started it, Dev Patel.
Is this the
he's
Asian
director.
fighter guy with the monkey mask?
Yes.
Yeah. But this is like set in India.
I've seen
it's
this.
Indian.
Yeah.
It's on Peacock now. I think.
Yeah, I think I watched this.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I watched this months ago or something.
Well, it came out in theaters like earlier this year, and I think it hit Peacock maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, and I really liked it. I think it's a lot of fun.
It kind of reminded me of like Fight Club a little bit.
A little Fight Club-y, a little sort of like Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, because very high energy, a lot of quick editing.
It's Indian John Wick.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, let's just be honest.
John Wick.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, John Wick changed the way action movies got made, I think, for the better, because like there's a big focus on stunts and wide shots, a lot of hand-to-hand fighting.
Feels like
it
more
looks
of an
really
art.
good.
Like when you think of like a John Wick movie now, or you like, it does feel more like you know that you're going to get the appreciation of the stunts.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be like real old Hollywood and not a lot of like they use a lot of practical effects.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's great.
That's
I mean,
more artistic to me, really.
yeah, and we're the same age. I mean, I grew up watching those 80s and 90s action movies before CG. I love a dang Van Damme, Steven Seagal movie, you know. So to see these kind of action movies like be done well for the last 10, 15 years, thanks to John Wick and that one particular production company that he works with, it really trickled down to other movies. And Dev Patel made a really good movie, and it's his first film, so it has an air of like desperation. Like, I'm trying to impress you with my directing skills. I'm doing a lot of tricks, and I'm trying to make a flashy movie. So it makes for a very entertaining film. I'm looking forward to seeing him make more movies and like refine his style and get better, because I mean, he's got potential to be really, really good filmmaker. He is a pretty good action star. I like how for the first part of the movie, he's getting his butt kicked everywhere he goes. And then he has to go through like sort of a typical movie training sequence, like some months
like
and stuff.
Yeah,
the transition. And then he shows up as a total badass and has a big, awesome fight scene at the end. It's good. It's a good movie.
It reminded me, that's very classic. And I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
How old is this gentleman directing? Is he around our age?
He's got to be like 35, 40.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he was probably he's a little younger, because he broke out with Slumdog Millionaire, and he was probably in his 20s then, mid-20s.
Gotcha.
How old were we? Maybe he's our age. Yeah, he could be like 40 right now already, which is wild.
There you go.
Yeah, very good movie. I really liked it.
Also, if you can get into that Indian market, they have billions of people.
They're trying right now to do like an Indian Tom and Dan.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out.
AI will help you with that one for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
The also like their market is so big that now their movies are starting to travel worldwide a little better. So we're seeing, especially since there's less movies this year due to the strikes and stuff, I'm seeing more and more on a week-to-week basis, like a Indian-made movie, either Bollywood, Tollywood. You know, there's 3 separate film industries in India. India is so big, which is wild. You know, we all think of Bollywood, right? That's what we call it.
Yeah. They got the dancing at the end.
The dancing, yeah.
I love that.
That's the Hindi film industry. There's also another one called Tollywood, and then there's a third one that
Polly and Tolly.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a third one I don't know the name of. And they all make huge, big movies. They focus on action a lot and dancing. And now I'm seeing week to week a
I
different
hope it's just
Indian
Greg.
film in
I
our
hope
top
it's
10.
Bollywood, Tollywood, and
the
Greg.
Greg film industry.
It's got to be something weird.
But it's all dancing at the end, right?
No, not all dancing.
wow.
A lot of it is also action.
What did the Florida man just say? It's all dancing.
all just
He yelled that too. He yelled that at you while holding a warm watermelon in the sun.
hayseed sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
There's focus on dancing. I think the dancing I remember hearing or reading about is because they don't do sex in their movies at all. So
What's the next best thing?
The dancing replaces like the physical affection that they're trying to show for each other. They replace it with dancing, which is
If my wife
wild.
told me, like, hey, instead of what we normally do, we're just going to dance tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna learn this number real quick.
Is that why it's so Bob's crazy on the internet? Because they're deprived of sex in their movies?
Yeah,
I think
probably.
you're right.
Yeah.
So it's all, let me see you, the
Yeah,
Bobs.
give me the vagina.
Yeah, they're dying for it probably because they're not getting it normally.
Bob's and vagine. It's a mediocre time with Bob's and vagine.
But it seems like they have a free market. So if you came out with a movie all about the Bobs, then they
No,
would
you
be
can't
go
do that.
crazy
Weekend
over there,
at
right?
Bob's.
I think there would be public pushback. I think maybe
Yeah.
also publicly and public facing, they're way more conservative.
Correct.
So if you do try to put out that movie, it is a free market, and the market will say, no, we don't want this. Actually, we might
Yeah.
even
That
like
is
But they
their-
want it.
protest
Yeah,
you.
it's there.
But they secretly want it though. That's the thing. Yeah, that's called repression. Tony. And it's bad.
It is very bad.
But it's also funny. You don't let them get what they want.
Yeah.
Anyway. Speaking of remakes, I saw a new Crow. I keep saying it's coming out, and you're like, it's been out for a month.
No,
so
no.
I have no idea.
End of August.
I look up new releases,
Well,
and
movies-
whatever they show me.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
fair.
weird now. When you go to
I don't
look
know
up
what's
movies,
out.
I'll say like, "Hey, is this movie out?" And they'll be like, "Well, it isn't. It got released last year, limited.
Yes.
but it's coming out in 2 years."
Yeah,
I'm like, well, how do movies even work anymore?
Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, it played at festivals,
Yeah.
but it's not on the release schedule yet.
Like
what
I
the
saw
heck?
Monkey Man when I shouldn't have seen it apparently because like now it's being released and I don't even watch movies. I watched it a year ago.
Just upload it on the internet. It's easy.
Oh yeah,
And that's how I find out.
that happens to a lot of people too. They'll download a movie and watch it. And like technically, this isn't out yet. You're not supposed to have a copy of this, but. Wait, we said the
Crow.
The Crow. That's another one where I feel like
Is this like where they go, The Crow Origins?
they should
Are they doing one of those? The Crow Dark Side of the Mask.
They should have, but I think this is a reboot, so they're just calling it The Crow, which will then cause confusion because now we got like The Crow. I mean the 90s one, or The Crow. No, I mean the recent one. But this is another one where I think
They should have just called it New Crow.
New Crow would have been better. They should have called it the SoundCloud Crow because it looks like a SoundCloud rapper with all his tattoos.
does
and
he?
stuff. He looks terrible. It's Bill Skarsgård, who I like, but he looks goofy as hell in this movie. And it's another one where I feel like they made the movie, they're excited about it, they made the movie, and then the people distributing it watch the movie and they're like, oh no, let's not spend any money on marketing because it's coming out at the end of August. And I saw a few trailers a few months ago, and I go to the movies almost every week. I have not seen a Crow trailer in a while.
Oh, he looks like Miami Joker.
Yeah, he does.
Dude, he looks like Miami Joker.
Yeah, he looks absurd.
Hey, GTA, we got to talk.
yeah.
You know that guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guy, yeah.
It seems like no one really wanted this.
No,
like
no. I don't know why they keep trying to make these either. And they've made a bunch of sequels. There's like 3 sequels that are direct to video.
And I watched the trailer, and it's the same exact thing.
Exact
it's like
same thing.
Guy with the shirt off and black jeans. He's in some sort of.
They shoot him in the boardroom, and he doesn't get shot.
Yeah.
He's in a warehouse, and a bunch bunch of crows like start flying around like
but
like
now
a
they're CG
tornado.
crows. Yeah.
And then it's like, all right.
You should have seen what happens when I turn into Slug Man. All these slugs, they start swirling around.
and then he's fighting crime in some dystopian
revenge,
New York City, like underground, and it's just like, all right, we're done with it. We don't care.
And they're all like, "Where's their hideout?" Well, of course, it's in the dark warehouse.
Yes, the darkest
and then
warehouse.
They show up to the warehouse, and then he's pulling them under the table again.
Yeah, and then they injure the crow, and he's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm almost gonna die," but then he kills the guy, but then he goes to the grave.
And then there's some love story, but he can't really love her because he's the undead, and he's like,
undead can't get bonus. I don't know if you know that. Hey, did you hear? The crow can't get a bonus. Great job, crow. He can fight crime, but he can't get it out.
That's the opposite of rigor mortis, so you would think it would be the other way. It looks bad. It looks bad. Well, it does also look very violent, so I will see it just for the bloodshed of it all.
Yeah.
But
I forgot you're addicted to that.
I love that stuff, man. Yeah. It's good stuff. I'm a Kill Bill fan.
When is Terrifier 3 coming out?
I don't think it's on the schedule just yet. I think the guy that makes those movies...
I thought they were going for Christmas because isn't it all based in Santa Claus?
Are they doing it?
I thought it was supposed to be before this Christmas, and it's supposed to be Santa Claus.
Oh, boy.
Like he kills Santa Claus.
Oh, really?
Or something real bad.
Something over the top like that?
Yeah, like something like a kid or something.
They have to outdo Terrifier 2, which I think is 3 hours long. Which is ridiculous.
I did watch. I watched it just out of curiosity, and it's bad. It's a terrible movie. They use practical effects, and that's what makes it so gross. Like if I covered you in fake skin, and then I cut the fake skin off with a pair of scissors, and then you were covered in blood, and you pretended to scream, it's going to affect people.
I don't watch those movies because, I do find that stuff very effective.
Oh, it's rough.
And the thing with movie violence, I like when it's over the top. I like again, Kill Bill. I like when someone gets their arm cut off and a fire hydrant's worth of blood sprays out of the stump.
Yeah.
I don't like in a movie when someone gets poked with a needle, or their fingernails get pulled out like a torture scene, or their skin gets cut and ripped off. Like something that seems very real and visceral gets to me right away. It's got to be over the top and crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got on there, T?
Well, I got 3 more sequels that we could talk about.
Sure.
One of them, two I'm excited about. One of them I think no one wants again, kind of like The Crow.
Like The Crow.
Yeah. And even though The Crow's a remake, not a sequel technically, but I'll start with the one that I don't think anybody wants, which is Gladiator 2. Because
I love that movie. When it came out, the original Gladiator movie.
I like the original.
Huge movie.
And I, as a young boy or man, fell in love with the character of old
Maximus.
Now he's fat. What's his name?
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell. I was like, this guy's rad.
Old 30-foot out of grunt.
I remember that Russell Crowe was such a vehicle for me as a non-movie man that I got tickets to Master and Commander.
Wow. It's you and 8 other people saw that movie in theaters.
Think about that for a second. I liked that movie so much, I went opening night to Master and Commander.
And that's why movies like that even get made, because Gladiator's a huge hit.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe becomes an overnight movie star.
And I loved Pirates and Boats. I was like, it's going to be great. Oh,
and then he signs on to a movie that's like that, that's not that mainstream. It's a movie about shipping.
It was terrible.
And then people go see it. It's Russell Crowe. It's Gladiator. I'll go check this out. Not because of the movie itself, because of the movie star. That's how some movies get made sometimes. Without Russell Crowe, that movie never gets made. And the sequel, I don't know if anyone asked for it, but people are really responding well online. I'm seeing anyway. People respond really well to the first trailer that's online.
They seem excited.
Yeah, they do seem excited. People like them. They flood the Coliseum with water for a sea battle. Apparently, is that like a recent discovery now that's a new thing?
They used to do that.
Yeah, that they used to just fill the bottom bowl with water and then have little ships go out there and they would have a sea battle in front of everyone.
I feel like what happened with this movie is there was a whole movement online, and there still kind of is, where
everybody loved Master and Commander. I better. They're mad at me.
That
now.
movie does have its
How
fans.
dare you, Dan?
The movie has its fans.
I did love the creaking of the boat. The sound design in that movie.
It'll put you right to sleep. It's
the
nice
sound design in that movie is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
There's this whole thing about people being obsessed with the Roman Empire, and then
that's not me. My wife's like, you think about Rome once a day? I go, no, but I think about porn 9 times a day.
I'm with Daniel.
I'm doing like an old stand-up bit.
But it seems like the producers or someone saw this and were like, we need to come out with the Gladiator 2, and then because
they're thinking about
what
Rome.
story could they really tell here with Gladiator 2? We already know the story, right?
What, he's going to be a slave?
Yeah,
He's got to fight for his freedom.
But this time it's the son of Maximus.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be a very similar story.
Yeah. But I mean, so what else?
And Denzel's old ass is up there.
Yeah, doing training. They're going full training.
And
day.
he has he's got a gray bowl Caesar cut. he looks like old Bill Cosby up there looking for fill the Coliseum full of ladies.
So that's it. So it's not out yet.
That's coming out November, like right around Thanksgiving, actually, which is a big week for new releases. That's another big budget R-rated film. That
I think it's
I'm surprised
they
made it. Yeah,
because all of my friends, you're one of one that said I don't know. Most people I know that like the first one are like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, I was even it's at the movie theater, but I was at the movie theater a couple weeks ago, waiting at the bar to get a drink, and I heard the guy getting a drink ahead of me talking to the bartender about new movies, and they were talking about Gladiator, and one guy was like, "Man, I hope it's good. The trailer looks good, but I don't know because I like the original so much." So people are out there in public talking about it. I am interested in seeing how much it does end up making.
So these two sequels, I'm actually interested in watching because the first movies were good. They got Moana 2 coming out,
sure,
and
is this a cartoon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When are we getting live action Moana?
Next year, 2025,
Okay.
I think, maybe
All right.
2026. They're working on it right now.
And so
I'm more interested, I think, in that because is The Rock going to play Maui?
He is.
Yeah.
That'll be weird.
Yeah.
And it'll be the first story.
I think so. They're just redoing the first one live action. And then the sequel, which is interesting about Moana 2, is they were developing it for streaming. For Disney Plus. It was going to be a Disney Plus release. And then as they made the movie, and first they saw their schedule, we have a lack of movies coming out, and then they saw how Moana 2 was shaping up.
This is as good as The Crow.
They're like, yeah, this might even be better. Yeah. So they're like, let's go ahead and put this out in theaters. They shifted strategies pretty late in the game and decided to put it out in theaters instead. And I think it's going to pay off well. It's going to make a ton of money for them.
Stingray Grandma come back?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she does.
How you thinking?
In a Stingray Corvette. Yeah. Now she can change, and she can morph her body into different types of items.
Aqua Transmorpher.
Yeah, she's an Aqua Transmorpher.
And the next sequel...
Finally, we have a genius in here.
that my sons will really be interested in, and I actually like the first two movies, is Sonic 3.
Oh, sure.
Dude, the Sonic movies, they get no shade.
They're surprisingly fun.
They get no shade from anybody that, you may not like them, but you're not going to go oh, it sucks.
No, and it's it goes in with the whole video game genre is the next big genre. Sonic did help kind of kick that off a bit when the first one was a surprise hit 4 years ago already. It was pre-pandemic when the first one came out, right? 2019, 2020?
I believe so,
2019.
yeah.
Remember his weirdo teeth and everybody was mad?
Yeah, the ugly Sonic.
Yeah, everybody's like, Sonic, you made Sonic ugly.
Which was a crazy decision. Why not make him look like the video game?
Well,
That's
now
been
they've given him
established for
nipples.
decades.
Now they've given Sonic, and they're big ones.
Yeah, they got the guy that did Batman and Robin to make it.
I still think they did that for publicity. As just
that's an expensive publicity.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked. It got people talking about it more.
I don't think they did it, but once they realized where they were, they instantly started using it.
Sure,
that's what I think.
Lean into it. You can use it. Yeah, and then it's also one of the few movies. It's funny. It's a franchise suit. The only movies now that Jim Carrey does. Carrey really doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, and he's really good as Eggman.
He makes me laugh.
Yeah,
he makes me laugh in these movies. Yeah, absolutely. And they also have the TV show. You know about the show on Paramount Plus?
No.
There's a Knuckles show.
Oh, yes. My sons have watched it all.
They already watched it? Yeah. Idris Elba as Knuckles, so I'm sure he'll pop up in the movies too. I think they're also trying to do something with the character of Shadow, which is Shadow, it's Sonic, but it's Black Sonic with a gun.
Yeah. Black Sonic with a gun.
Yeah, it seems racist. It sounds racist. But that's what it is.
Did you just say
that's
that?
What it is.
I just turned around and looked at your face. I was like, who is behind me?
That's what it is.
Some white dude in a boardroom's like, let's give him a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what they like. So, I forgot about this. And
give the red one alcohol.
I don't know. Oh, boy.
Is there a yellow one?
Make him small.
So, I forgot to mention this sequel, which everybody's excited about, which we talked a little bit about, but they released a new trailer.
I'm in now.
Then my wife showed me, and I was like, this is a good trailer.
The original trailer was not good.
Is Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice 2, a.k.a. Beetlejuice, looks surprisingly good.
It does.
Yes.
That first trailer sucked for me.
I thought it was just okay.
I didn't like it, and I thought it looked unfinished and rushed. And
Sure.
I complained to you about the makeup that was on Keaton. It looked like the shot was too perfect.
Yeah.
So I could see like lines of
Well,
makeup in
it's
his
digital
face.
now. It's high def. You can actually see the makeup.
You got to fix that. You got to blend it.
Yes,
Like seriously, put a filter on it, man. Everybody else does.
Yeah.
But this trailer, it looks really weird, and it looks like the story is going to be hard to follow and complex. And I'm like, oh, that's Tim Burton.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like it takes a lot of it takes place in the land of the dead. So you got all the cool like effects of the creature designs, the people designs and stuff look cool.
Keaton looks great.
Keaton looks great.
Let's take a moment to talk about Winona Ryder. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
She didn't age.
No, she looks fantastic.
They have a picture of her as a kid in the movie, and then they have her with her same haircut. I'm like, holy crap!
What, the 35 years later?
Yeah, she looks amazing.
No, she looks great. She was.
Always had a crush on her.
I was surprised. I found out recently. I mean, I just haven't realized that she was 16 years old when she did Beetlejuice, which is wildly young.
It's Tom's favorite movie.
That's the one he prefers.
Yeah. Also, she kind of reinvented her career with Stranger Things.
Absolutely.
And then now with Beetlejuice, I wonder if she's going to have like a renaissance second part of her career.
Maybe that'll get her back into movies, get her cast in movies again.
I like hot shoplifting. Winona Ryder. That's when you knew she was grinding on that wood.
Yeah,
when she was stealing things from like a hot topic.
Yeah, she had the money, but she was like, nope, I'm taking these jeans.
Yeah. She just wanted to feel again.
Yes.
It was back.
She was numb.
It was back when we got less stories, so like a celebrity shoplifting was
huge.
Well, yeah, it was huge. We're like, oh my god, she shoplifted.
Would she do that?
Yeah.
And now it doesn't even matter.
That's so true.
It's like a small nothing. It wouldn't even make the news if a celebrity shoplifted. No,
that's very true. Yeah.
It's also not political, so it's not going to make the news. So
the Beetlejuice 2, that's going to set records, I think, in the movie theater.
It'll be interesting. It might set a record for, I think, comes out the week after Labor Day, so it might set like September records, like month-specific records. I could see it making a ton of money easily. But then also Disney's banking on it'll make a good amount of money at box office, and then it's another thing to boost their Disney Plus app to get people to sign up for that. Now it's like a theatrical release. It does two things. It makes a little bit of extra money for your movie, and then it builds awareness for your movie so that when it does come out on streaming, people have to look for it, and they come to your streaming service to get it.
Who's getting the breakfast?
Who's getting the breakfast?
Is it going to be Perkins, Denny's? Who's getting
the Beetlejuice breakfast?
Beetlejuice breakfast.
IHOP. The IHOP Beetlejuice. Yes.
Because normally when you got something like this floating around, somebody's getting the breakfast.
Yeah, they'll do the Sonic breakfast.
Perkins got the Lord of the Rings. I remember that. I got some purple pancakes with like a ring in the center of them. There can be only one.
Yeah, for Sonic to give you blue pancakes.
Yeah, I wonder who's getting the merchandise of Beetlejuice, or is it too adult because it's a...
Oh, fair. Maybe they'll go to a Waffle House you get at 3 a.m. only.
Yeah, it is a little adult.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be less, I guess, adult than the first one, just because of like how
and no Alec Baldwin,
sure,
which is nice. We didn't even talk about him. He's good now, right?
He's mostly good.
He's good.
He's got to deal with the civilly, but he's good.
But OJ handled that just fine.
Exactly.
No problem.
You get other people to give you your money. You hide out in Vegas. You're good.
And this year for Halloween, you go as an armorer. Just like OJ did, right? Something terrible.
That was crazy. Just like an LAPD cop, right? That was wild.
The balls of that man.
Holy cow.
So
Reston. Nothing.
If you want to hear more about movies, Cinema Crespediso podcast. It's Chris Crespo's movie podcast.
Yeah, patreon.com/Crespediso.
Go throw him some money, like and subscribe, and be a part of his movie world.
And also pay attention in the next few weeks. You guys may have heard about this off mic, but I'm producing a show for our mutual friend Matt, a.k.a. Cabin.
Yeah.
It is a movie-based show, which is probably part of the reason why I came to meet that, and I have equipment. So I'm producing this show. That'll be coming out soon. We already have a couple episodes recorded in the can.
The premise is really cool.
Yeah,
I think it's a fun premise. He came to me with it, and I was like, I'm on board, buddy. Let's do this.
Well, Matt's a smart dude, so it doesn't surprise me.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
We've got Joanne from Fairville Omega Store. How you doing, Joe?
So good. I'm so excited to be here today.
Very good to see you. It was hot outside. As soon as you walked in, it started raining. We are in our monsoon weeks of the summer, where we
Florida.
We get the weird storms that happen every single day, and make everything muggy and crazy. But it's very good to see you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now, before we start plugging the sexy summer party that's happening tomorrow, Thursday, July 25th, from 7 to 9, Samantha is hosting it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There you go.
Games,
Semantics Media in the house.
Nice.
Games, food, cocktails, Fair Villa.
Crocktails.
Crocktails?
Crocktails.
Oh,
I thought you said something else. Like a crocktail. What is a like a crocodile?
You're borrowing from Outback, I see.
I like that.
Me and my wife saw the crocktail, and we were like, we want to go get the little alligator in our cocktail.
Wallaby. Wallaby.
So that's happening at Fair Villa Megastore, but Daniel actually, wrote you an intro.
Well, you didn't have one. I've been slacking on the intros, and we've been doing a lot of AI, and I thought I was inspired.
I haven't heard this yet, but he said I wrote Joe an intro for a segment.
Here we go. You ready?
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, how'd you know I was a blues girl?
Hey, Joe, where you going with that plug in your hand?
What the hell?
If you knew how appropriate.
Hey, Joe, I said, where you going with that plug in your hand?
Love it.
I said, I'm going down to plug my old lady. You know I caught her plugging round with another man. You know I'm going down to plug my old lady. You know I caught her plugging round with another man. And that ain't too cool. Hey, Joe, I heard you got some mega plugs bigger than these plugs. Plugs bigger than those. Huh? Hey, Joe, I heard you also got rubber dogs, floppy dogs, can't go wrong. I'm going down to plug my old lady. I'm gonna plug her down in the ground.
Just feeling that.
I plugged her.
Come on. What the hell?
Boom, 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 boom. Bring it around. Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't even say.
Yeah.
No, hold on, Joe. Hold it.
Doing
No, it didn't even say Fair Villa one time.
It did not. I forgot about that.
Didn't say Fair Villa. Didn't plug the summer
Thanks
party.
for catching that.
I forgot about the Fair Villa
It's
part.
just like Joe and a plug. A bunch of plugs.
Joe and the plug.
And then Joe's pulling the plugs out of their fart.
Ah, no.
So
no.
good. So good. All right, welcome back. Welcome back.
Okay.
He's back.
So
Doing
again,
it. All right.
the summer party happening at the Fair Villa Megastore location on OBT, and Samantha will be hosting it. And
ironically, there will be butt plug fishing.
Yeah, there will. Do you know how fun it is? Do you know how fun it is to know that there's therapy going on for divorce next door to us? And I get to yell, I plugged it! That's the greatest. I have the greatest job in the world.
I think someone's sitting there telling some lady how they got molested.
And I'm yelling, I plugged her. Okay, let's get serious. Let's get serious. Okay.
No,
So, of course, when you go to a Fair Villa summer party, it's great because you get to shop around and enjoy the party. So it's 2 for 1, really.
It is a fun vibe, and I will say that I think Bill and Sherry and everybody, everybody there,
Villa.
They built this store on these type of events.
Yeah.
These type of events are the things that when I first started working at Real Radio, when my relationship with Fair Villa began, this is how you got people in the door. These grassroots, real, and you would mingle and meet people and make friends. And it's funny how that we think things have changed. They have not. This is still the correct way to do it. And there are going to be a lot of people there, and you're going to be with like-minded people. It's going to be fun.
But you know what?
Fun way to network.
People have forgot that these things still happen because of the internet, and then it's old school, and I want to host and put on a nice party, have some food, some drinks, have a host. People dress up.
They do.
It.
You're gonna dress to impress.
And this one has a fun swamp theme. Like bring your best flow grown.
No,
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It's actually, the weather is perfect. It's setting the stage for a nice muggy afternoon where you're riding down the road and all those Florida roadside stands that have the juicy fruit. We are turning the entire megastore into 16,000 square feet of a roadside stand.
No, I don't.
Boiled peanuts and stuff like that.
What? Literally Cajun boiled peanuts,
Gotta have them.
croc tails. There will be
Yeah.
butt plug fishing.
Butt plug fishing.
I didn't even know when I
Oh,
wrote
God, I
that. It was the perfect song.
My pop-up was
Take
alive
your
to see
boys.
this.
Max is into fishing.
Peacock bass butt plug.
I mean,
Big old invasive butt plug.
we
That
are.
shouldn't be here. You know that butt plug ate all the other butt plugs.
But I have to tell you how cool this is because we are celebrating 53 years. But the whole idea is to celebrate 53 years of being in the market,
Yeah.
right? So it is all old Florida. The Murphys, the whole time they've been here, we're bringing the trucks out, actually.
Oh, he's bringing out the car.
Yeah, there might be a cooler of Busch Light. There may be a Gator. There's no telling what's
Yeah,
happening.
I think this sounds great, man. I love this. I love this show.
Yeah,
This
it's
sounds
really fun. Thank you.
53 years
Yeah.
is crazy.
In a market of something that's honestly almost now becoming okay.
Yeah.
It's not.
like,
It's not. You know what? It's not just okay though, y'all. It's necessary.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I'm
is.
saying.
It's
I mean, this
healthy.
is. We are just now talking about the fact that sexual wellness is wellness, and it's for everybody. And that is what's so exciting is to bring all his bodies into the same place, have a great time, get super casual, wear your shrimp and shorts, do your thing,
What's
throw
that?
out a tank. That's what I'm wearing right now.
Oh, shrimp and shorts. Okay, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't have shorts at my shrimp hangers. I don't.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable in
Yeah.
your trailer, just come on out, meet some other folks. We're going to be having some. We have some. Okay, so that's what's incredible about what I brought today.
Okay.
is actually the things that we're giving away.
Okay, take us
So,
through it.
Yeah, right. So in celebration of the 53 years, and in summer, and in the flavors of Florida, and a roadside stand, our vendors have really come through and brought us some things that are spectacular to celebrate the juiciness of summer. Right. So I think I showed you guys this before. These are the panty of the summer. It's Sweet Treats, and they are the cutest little, most comfortable panty available in all sizes. They fit in your pocket and come with a matching flavored lube.
Oh,
so,
okay.
really cute. This one's super cheeky. This one's your general brief, and this one's crotchless.
I'm General Brief.
Yeah, well, right. So,
Because of the name.
Whoa, my God! Look at what is that one called? That's called the Simpson now.
Show that.
That's called the Homer.
Yeah.
I don't think I can put. Yeah,
That's called my mask fell off.
yeah. That's what's called mask under my nose.
there are others, right? So that's Sweet Treats. Then we also have Coochie.
Because of the name, I thought they were edible. Which
Right?
reminds
Yeah, my
me.
dad. I told you last time. Yeah, my dad had spearmint. I still remember they were spearmint. Covered in
panties?
hair. Covered in hair.
Come on.
Spearmint panties.
Yeah, it looked like a lollipop you dropped at a barbershop.
Come on.
I feel like I need the story. Okay, but you know what's
I
really
laughed
cool
at
about
my own
these?
joke, and I never do that.
Y'all remember Strawberry Shortcake? You remember the scratch and sniff Snickers and stuff?
Okay.
Wait, is that the one that the Japanese just came out today and said that she's a girl, not a cat?
Well,
No, that's
who?
Hello Kitty.
Oh, that's Hello Kitty. Sorry.
Yeah, that's Hello Kitty.
I don't know this stuff
Yeah,
for
no,
babies,
don't make
Joe.
it weird. No.
Yeah,
This
sorry.
is like Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you pop them open, they do have a little bit of fragrance, which
Like a
is really
scent.
fun.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, right?
Yeah, Strawberry
Yeah.
Shortcake, you would squeeze her head and she would blow strawberry kisses. Yeah, she would blow. I remember that.
Okay, so in moving on, so
You got a problem with Strawberry Shortcake
Yeah, I
over
don't
there?
want her blowing me strawberry kisses.
Well, that's what she did.
Yeah.
wafting
And you know what?
the
And
fragrance.
even the little boy, because Strawberry Shortcake had one little boy. I don't know what he was. He was like rutabaga or something, because they were all like fruits. You had like Strawberry Shortcake, and then you had like
Robert the rutabaga.
patty pear, and then you had all, and then they squeeze their heads and they all blow scented kisses. But the little boy, I think he blew scented kisses too.
All right, listen, I'm not friends with Mr. B, so I don't want none of it. I'm sorry. I was talking about it
He's making sure this guy's trying to be current.
Okay.
Gotta be current. Gotta
Go
be
ahead,
current.
Joe.
I love how you apologize for your behavior when that's why we're here, to behave. Okay, so Coochie also has come to the table. Again, I think that I've shared this as one of our summer favorites.
Coochie at the table.
Yes, but they are bringing a whole new berry line that is literally Juicy Coochie. So we have shimmering lotion. We have all kinds of bath and body, which is really fun with them.
That's the
But
brand, by the way, is Juicy Coochie.
It is.
Yeah, okay,
So make sure people know that.
Yeah, you have to say that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not just like, come on down, juicy coochie.
No, it's coochie. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, but what's really fun is one of our other vendors, Sport Sheets, has launched this, and was kind of the brainchild.
Sport sheets. These are the waterproof sheets, right?
Can I just tell you, they're the everythings, and we have many things to discuss about them today.
All right.
However, they have launched a new peaches and cream line, and so we have and if you're not familiar, right? Actually, it's creme, or
Creme.
It's they've done some fun things with the marketing. So, but the cool thing about, and I brought this so that you guys could touch and feel if you want to, but the whole thing is just a beautiful bougie. I'm just show this up.
Oh yeah, like the Oscars or something.
Well, so it's fun and it's playful and it's peaches and cream, which is very accessible. And
Your wife
bougie.
is very light.
Look at this one.
She's a very light-skinned woman. You could really do some nice action on her cheeks with that paddle.
Tell me that these aren't.
Really make them red.
I don't want to.
Is that inappropriate?
Well,
Was that inappropriate?
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because Joe, before you show
My
us the rest
wife
of this-
has that disease. My wife has the disease
come on.
her rear end that a lot of,
Come
where
on.
it starts turning gray like an elephant.
Wow, where are we going?
Yeah, it's rough.
Tom, take us
what
back.
What have you been doing? Moisturize.
Why would you say that?
Before I pull out anything else.
So I've been thinking about this lately because I bet a lot of people are in my situation where they just been doing the same thing with the same lady.
You've never told us what the same thing is, but I have a feeling it's on its side.
No, it's the standard, because
on your side.
No, well, because after so many years,
Andrea's on her phone, and I'm just going to town.
You're running in the middle lane.
Yeah, you're doing what you're used to, and then you've been doing that for a while.
You get up, you go get a coffee at 7-Eleven, you get back in your car.
It's kind of like when you're in a foreign country and you been eating their gruel for so long, and then all of a sudden
I wouldn't have gone that direction.
I feel like this is not that.
No, but then you end up and you see a McDonald's, and then you're like, oh, McDonald's, and you go in there, and instead of getting anything that you just get the standard Big Mac because you haven't
because you
haven't eaten it in a long time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I just want
Even
what
just
I know.
doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to bring this away from grilling McDonald's.
Okay,
right?
I got a point here, Joe. I got a point.
Yeah.
So then
you have to let him finish, or he'll keep going.
So then I realized, I've been doing the same thing for a long time, and then I was like, I don't even know. What if I like something and I don't even know about it, right? Because I'm not exposed to it.
What if you like something and you're like, I shouldn't like that?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I like because I'm just doing the same thing with the same
I know
lady.
what I like, but I don't get it.
Yeah. No, but do you know what you like?
I do.
Because then
I like the gray wrap massage.
Yeah. No, but that's the same.
And I'll be stuck there until I die.
But what if you like feet?
I don't like feet.
What if you? But you don't. Have you watched the videos?
Yeah, I've watched every video.
What if you like Nurse or Parody?
I've watched them all. I've watched the gay videos, the regular videos. I've watched them all.
Okay,
I've watched gay videos. And they're like, I don't like that. It's fine, but it's not for me. I watch feet. I watch them all.
Have you gone through all the categories?
Every single one. I've gone through. I've gone as far as step. I've gone step everybody.
Okay,
But have you tried peaches and cream?
Have I tried? No.
Have you done hentai?
I've done hentai.
Okay.
I've done squid. I've done squid.
Bondage, whip, cosplay.
Yeah, I've done that. Rope play.
Arab.
I've done Arab. Are you specifically talking about the terrorist fantasy play?
I don't know. That's a category.
Terrorist fantasy play.
That's a category on Pornhub.
They have the terrorist fantasy play
Maybe
where they kick the door in and then you gotta. You could. I think Arab or Arab is. I think they accept both.
All right, because when I saw it, I was like, I don't know if I can say that. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead. All right, that was all.
I'm just waiting for the point.
Yeah, no. My point is that you should go through all the categories just to see. I didn't know.
Or you know what we like? Create your own lane.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what
Create
to
your
make
own
up.
lane. Stepsister terrorist. I'm doing stepsister terrorist.
Well, I don't even.
My sister. My
I'm
stepsister.
also afraid what to type in
Check this
there.
out.
They can track that.
My stepmother is a terrorist, right?
Oh, okay.
And she's like, "Oh, so much bigger than your dad's."
Wow.
And I'm like, "You're a terrorist." I'm calling the.
I'm gonna help with that. Okay, so or if there are some things that you want to explore, number one, the summer party is a really fun way to walk around and see what's out there, right? To not have to go through all the categories categories in your brain and your head are on the internet, but actually explore and touch and feel
in real life.
and meet people and see stuff, right? Also, if there's some things that you'd like to be exploring or playing with or on the fringe about, this is actually a really good way to bring something super pretty home. This is pearls, for goodness sake.
Right,
pearls are approachable, right? They don't say, "Oh, let me put this on."
Lisa Simpson wore pearls when she ran for president.
And this is fuzzy and pretty, and that's the idea. Although I do have something fun for you, and I'm not sure what kind of tangent we're going to go on, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay,
right, Zach?
that's fair. Whoa! What is that, Steven Tyler?
Is that now?
Give me those.
Okay, so
These are my Steven Tyler.
All right, so
right.
that is what is that?
Yeah.
Is that-
This is Steven Tyler. Ragdoll, living in a movie. I'm just daddy little cutie.
So- hold on, well, you got to describe what it is for
Do I?
people listening to this on the.
Do I?
Coming up and
So that's the fun thing. It's flexible.
Okay, so-
right?
living out of
Do you put your teeth inside?
Actually, there is it's gum protection.
Okay, all right.
Oh, your wife needs this.
Oh, okay.
So then we have these fun things that we're actually going to be giving
How dare
away.
you. I almost slapped these lights down. That's an insult.
I know it was, and you had to
I was really trying to. I was
you
trying
had
to
to think about it for a second. Like, hold on a second.
Insinuating that my wife uses her teeth too much.
So that's what's
Come
fun,
on.
though. So
she
for
knows what she's doing. She's 43 or something.
So let's pretend that someone else might, because that's a real thing. Actually, is trying to figure out how to do the whole thing and manage things without causing harm, right? So that's a fun way to, again, in a fun and a very playful way, be able to say, let's try something different. And,
I don't think Andrea would take
lube.
anything seriously if I put that on her or on me, and I'm walking around with my Steven Tyler lips on.
Because it's
Perhaps I brought something else for Andrea.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Oh. So first of all, I do want to let everyone know that we're going to be giving these away.
Whoa.
So that's really fun.
That's
right?
a nice. You guys always give away some
fun?
expensive ass
Well,
stuff.
okay,
man.
hold
like
please,
a cat
'cause
of nine tails
we're
style whip.
or a flog, and it's very fun. And this one's kind of again entry level, does the thing
But
without
it's super
doing
high
the thing,
quality,
right?
you know?
Super high quality, durable, long lasting, feels amazing. You want to play?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
See, maybe
Okay.
maybe I like that the flogging.
Right. So actually, I heard that this one was a family favorite of you guys, so I brought it because it's something that we're gonna be
Womanizer.
giving
Yeah,
away.
I have one of those.
Oh, but you don't have this one because this is the next evolution of Womanizer.
What does this one do?
Right. So actually, this one is stronger than before, but not as aggressive. So you're going to get a little bit more pulsation, but it's not going to cause an irritation. So they have done an amazing job at improving what they already do.
Yeah, the
so
other one
well.
was making calluses.
Right.
I'm joking.
Like a diesel mechanic's hands.
This
Oh
one
my God.
is a little bit.
Oh, did you build this with your hands, Abe Lincoln?
It is stern but soft.
Okay.
It
That's
does,
how that
and
one
it also,
goes.
I'm not kidding you, like, this one has so many more levels. Like, ours, I think, has, like, 6. This one has 14 different levels.
14?
It goes from, like, literally, like, a nothing to, like, and it never gets very aggressive. It's not it's not aggressive at all. It's like a little suction-y thing. You just
Pulsar.
gotta, you gotta try it.
So you just
It's
keep
fun.
going up, and then if you go too far, and then you back it down.
You know
Back
what's
it down.
fun?
It's like
All
going
of
to the
these-
chiropractor with a TINS machine.
Or not that. But you can come in the store as well, and there's a bar of all these things available for you to touch and feel and play and feel the buzz versus rumble. Feel the pulse on your thumb. Feel what it can amount.
Feel the build. You may not like the way it's built. You know,
It's true.
like,
or what it's
too
made
heavy,
out
or-
of, or how it looks. You know what I'm saying? So
I
all of
remember
that's
when the
fun.
glass ones were real big. And
Were
I
they
always
big?
thought that, maybe for keeping them clean and durability, but not my thing. Not my thing.
Glass can be fun because they're temperature controlled.
Exactly.
So, just, but again, that's on the fringe. That's all the things. That's how you figure out what you like and what you don't like. This one is really fun. This is actually our most popular couple's toy. Can be worn during things, and that way everyone can experience the vibration.
So do I put that on?
So no, this is 2 pieces actually.
Oh my
so
God,
we have
what the hell?
something.
Hank Hill, what the hell, Bobby?
That was a little of that.
There's a little Hank Hilly.
Perfect theme for the party, actually. So no, there's 2 toys in here. This
So
is,
am I looking at the front or the back? I don't understand.
so there's 2
What's
toys.
the tail for?
2 toys in here.
I think
Right?
the tail goes
2
up
toys.
around her in
Okay.
the front.
Oh, what?
Or there's 2 toys, and so this one right here is actually like a shower.
Sleeve.
Oh, okay, sleeve.
Sleeve that's cushioned
A
on the front,
sleeve.
right? Right.
Okay.
Thank you for your help with that.
Yeah, it's French.
And so it is made of silicone, which is very durable and easy to take care of, but it also adjusts, which makes it very girth friendly. So that's kind of fun.
They call me to it again. They call me to it again. They do.
Okay, so this is positive. And then the other fun thing, this is actually
smaller.
this is for her and can actually be worn like this,
Like a diaper.
or not
Like a vibrating diaper.
not a diaper at all.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
this
okay, I
this
see
would
it.
be maybe this way. Right?
All right, okay. What is
Like
that?
a hand of God.
Okay. I
So
see.
then you would come in after it, and both people can experience it.
Yeah,
The
you
other
come
really-
in, and then the closer comes and seals the deal.
yeah, that's when you
whatever it takes.
You tip your cap.
The other fun thing is about this particular product, WeVibe, is that they have an app, and so you can actually use it long distance and can be controlled by your partner via your
My
phone.
wife's in Alaska on an
I-
Alaska cruise, and she's buzzing my beehole.
That is.
I'm like, how is it? Did the helicopter land on a glacier? She's like, bzz, bzz, bzz.
Not how I would use it, but it's possible. It's totally
I'm
possible.
giving my phone to my son. They're like, "That's not Roblox."
Okay, I don't want to
My
leave.
God.
I don't want to leave without really
You just
sharing.
made your mom drive into a train.
So these are two of the coolest things that we're actually giving away at the party that you.
Oh,
can't,
yeah, we can't put
okay?
that on there.
Okay, but here's
Oh,
but we
oh
can't.
my
But
God.
here's what I want to share. Okay,
Can I tie my
So-
wife to the sheets like that?
You totally
And that
can.
model looks like Amber Rose.
So what's very exciting? It's not, but I can get that. Ooh.
yeah, she looks like Amber Rose.
So you tie. That's how you tie down to the
All
bed.
right. So what's exciting? This is one of Sportsheet's newest pieces. It's great for mobile play if you're into mobile kink, but it creates a
Mobile
portable St. Andrew's cross, which generally is not something that you can have access to in general places. Also,
so I can sacrifice
it's
my
kind of
wife at
that's what
Suites.
That's what this is called,
I don't
right?
like the name
but
of
many people.
I'm going to the Embassy Suites to sacrifice my wife. I'm at a real Vince McMahon head.
So it's a piece of equipment that people in this lifestyle really do appreciate. However, most of them are built permanently and you can't easily travel with them.
Yeah.
So this gives you the opportunity to create it against a hotel room door or your bedroom door and take it down before the kids can see it. So this actually allows you to play at home without having all the equipment out and about.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like if you're going to
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Some people are going to be really excited about that.
You're
Do you
going to
know
full
how?
wilderness with your wife.
Hey, pack my sports sheet.
Do you,
Yeah, pack them.
Yes.
Yeah, the St. Andrew's Cross. Oh, yeah, I'm going to sacrifice you tonight. Yeah.
I want to get you to St. Andrews. Can you just wait until you get home?
No, I
No,
can't.
no, you
I can't wait.
Look,
And also-
I might have to tie her down in the car.
I mean, you are running it hot, and
Don't
you
forget-
can't even take a weekend without the St. Andrew's Cross.
Many people travel specifically to be able to get away and experience
Oh,
these things,
so
right?
you're
To
in
take
the
it to a
Bahamas.
hotel,
Okay, yeah,
or
yeah.
to just take it to a hotel away from your own house, so
Yeah,
that you
you
can.
can't do it
right?
in your
That's what Vince McMahon does. Trust me.
Yeah.
Or so you can get a different vibe and not do it where you have your kids, create a space. But all of these fun things would be accessories for that. And then the last and final thing, which is so exciting.
Those are so
Check this
great.
out.
I want sports
Check this out,
sheets.
right? Sport Sheets is all the great things, okay?
These are more Sport Sheets.
This is Sport Sheets Mac Daddy product. This is their flagship. This is actually a sheet that goes on the bed, has Velcro restraints for anchorage. It can be disguised under regular sheet, and it actually holds super big bodies, so great for male and female. And we are giving one of these away at the summer party tomorrow.
There you go. I'm so weak that if you Velcroed me to it, I'd be trapped there for life.
Forever.
How would I get out?
So the whole tying down. Have you ever tried tying down?
I have not.
You know,
Not into it.
I've had discussions, and I think there is a possibility.
Discussions with who? Who are you talking with? Kamala Harris? Who are you having discussions with?
No, I'm saying, like I think the tying thing is like a more of a general
You strike
intro.
me as a tire.
Like, I'm
Because you're a
tying-
planner and you love being in control. You do.
It's a
And you
gateway
always
to the
think you're
lifestyle.
right. You're like, I tied you down the...
No, but I think the people that I actually don't. I like to be told what to do.
So you think you'd like to be tied?
No, I think that the controller wants to be tied because that is the opposite of
So
what
you
they
think
normally
Crystal
do.
wants to be tied?
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't put her business out there. But maybe since she's controlling so much, it's like, I think the CEOs like
I don't
this.
think Andrea would like it.
But maybe since she does all the decisions, she wants to give it up.
She gives it up.
So tied down.
I've been falling asleep a lot lately. I've been falling asleep a lot lately with my puppy in my arms. Yeah, so I haven't.
Next time you can wear one of these when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
The really fun thing about this, look how cute this is. I mean, it makes a really cute little fun present. It feels really fun. It says, "Hey, I see you this way, and let's try something fun and different." And it's juicy.
cute.
It's juicy, cute, and fruity.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. It's not intimidating.
It's
or
approachable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great word.
Again, the Sexy Summer Party, it's on Thursday, tomorrow, July 25th, from 7 to 9.
Hosted by Samantha from the Semantics Podcast.
Can I put one other? I just want to give a shout out to Fat Ash Bakes. Are you guys familiar?
Yes.
Local cookie place. They're
Yes.
going to be serving cookies, but they came up with a cookie just for us at our summer party. It's called the Florida Man. So come get their key lime cookies.
I like
right?
that.
Yeah. So it's a Florida Man and the strawberry shorty cakes, along with their famous chocolate chip. So we're excited. Thanks,
Fat
guys.
Ash Bakery.
Fat Ash Bakes.
Yeah, I
we'll
am
see
familiar.
Ashley. Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Again, fairvilla.com for all locations.
Yes.
Joe, thanks so much for
Thank
swinging
you,
by.
Joe.
Yeah. Thanks,
And
guys.
have fun at the party tomorrow, and we will be right back.
Enjoy your vacation.
It is another Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. So we're finalizing all the plans for the cruise.
Wait. Wait, before you go into this, I got to do it. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, and we are every single day. And every single day I forget to tell you that we live stream, and then I'm like, why isn't anybody here? We're live every single day, and you can watch it. And when I say it, people do show up. So there. I did it. Subscribe on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. They're great folks. They're in the chat room right now. We're actually going to use them today for something live on the show, and you can be a part of it. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Also, if you're an audio-only person, like I am for the most part, like
too.
I just listen because that's the only time I have.
Yeah.
So if I'm like doing the dishes or outside doing anyway.
There's no YouTube on the Peloton, so I just listen.
But you can listen to audio only on Twitch and YouTube if you want to as well. If you want to catch it live in between when we record usually, which is 10 a.m. and
Till like 3.
Yeah, 2. So
2:33.
Most times we're probably ending at 2. For most.
I like saying 3 though because it makes us sound like we work harder.
Oh yeah.
Also, that's how my wife. That's how my wife watches. She always uses the audio only Twitch. But anyway, okay, yes, we are smack dab in the middle of planning some cruise, and by we, I mean you. You're going through like the itinerary.
And I'm not talking about this to promote it because I don't think you can even book it now. Which maybe you can. It would just be way more expensive than it was. So if you still want to go, I guess you can call Tony Ahoy Cruises. He'll figure it out. But you're going to pay more. So anyway,
More than likely, yeah.
So there's this beach hangout. First, okay, this is how much I overthink. Tony called it because he showed me the lanyard, and like he just did a rough draft of what the lanyard would look like.
And he always does because like he always wants to be prepared.
So Tony originally called it a beach party. And then I was like, I don't want to call it a party because
you want to be able to argue that out if somebody calls. This is not a party. It does not. It says soiree.
No.
It does not say party.
Because when you say party, maybe you assume that
I'm going to be dressed like a Junkanoo man and have an iguana on my arm.
Yeah.
People taking pictures with me. I'm playing steel drums.
Yeah. Or we're on the mics and there's some sort of
your daddy is your daddy, but your daddy don't know.
Some DJ there or whatever, and
we're doing a hairy chest contest. We got the Pujol sticks out.
Yeah. So there's none of that.
No.
It's just we're going to this beach.
None of that. Why that?
Well, we can't. It's already booked.
You knew it was going to go this way.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah. There's none of that.
This is why Tom doesn't like talking to me, by the way.
I would hope that we can't organize any of that.
Okay. So it's
you'd have to pay. We'd have to pay the ship.
Well, other people pay the ship. How do you even do that?
Yeah, well, you'd have to pay whatever the hell cruise line we're on.
I don't think you can. You can't do that. That's like
you can pay them.
That's like going to a TGI Fridays and like booking the whole thing out for your party.
Well, they'll send the Junkanoo people, but I mean, hundreds of dollars, and then you
For
can't
one
afford it.
Junkanoo?
Yeah.
Damn, Junkanoo gone up.
We don't make that much on this anyway. So we're hanging out at the beach, and we're.
Is that what you told Tony? You're like, no, scratch out party and write standing.
No.
Standing in the sand, right? Beach stand in the sand, standing.
I just said Tom and Dan hang out at the beach.
This is why you hate me, right?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't matter now. It's already booked. People already paid or whatever.
Okay. So you have a question for me and for anybody actively listening live.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So so I just called the Tom and Dan hang out at the beach meetup.
Sand standing. I do like sand standing. People would laugh at that.
Now we did, Tony did make sure that it's near a bar, so we'll have the bars.
I think Jackal's right. Is standing in the sand song. Sand standing. We need a sand standing song, please.
There's bars and food trucks right where we're so we thought about that.
Take it or leave.
No. Well, we need that, so that's good. But so Tony originally put 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, right. So he put 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's too long.
No, I know. Yeah,
that's too long. Scratch that out too.
No,
I can't stand on the sand for that long. It's hot. The sand is hot.
So I looked at that. I was like, "What the hell? When I got to be there for 8 hours of full work?"
I'm so glad we're talking about that. Tony, you're making Tony mad by talking about this. By the way,
so then
Tony doesn't like any. Well, Tony doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah. He stopped listening
now.
Yeah, he never listened.
He stopped listening in his 60s. Yeah. Guaranteed.
So I said that's way too long. Me and Daniel are only going to be there for like 3 hours, right? So
3. So in radio, to be fair, in radio I did 2 hour promotions.
Yeah. But we do extra.
Yeah, this guy's tacking on an extra hour.
Yeah. No, the podcasts we do extra, and then there's so then
there's wiggle room on that too.
So then we're like 11 to 1 is a good middle of the time. So then I made sure they had lunch there or whatever. So I said 11. So I emailed Tony.
You were stressing me out too because you were like, "Where's the proximity of the?" Like we're walking back from Publix. I don't think people understand this. You start stressing me out because you're like, "I don't know about this. I don't want to get off the boat. Where's the proximity of the hot dogs? How close are the hot?" I'm not lying. You were like, "Where are the hot dogs close to getting off the boat?" I don't want people having to walk 3 miles for a gray hot dog.
No, yeah, because the Bimini Beach is on the north side of the island, so I didn't want you have to walk far for lunch.
I agree.
To be close. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to do it, if so, we do it after lunch. That way, people have lunch, then go out anyway.
Right.
So Tony's like, you don't have to put the exact time that you and Daniel are going to be there. I'm just saying, hey, Bimini Beach, and then you guys are going to pop in, pop out whenever you want.
But if he doesn't put the actual time, I can skip it.
No. But by
the way, that's always how I looked at it. If it doesn't say actual time, because you can go there early and say, I was there. You must have missed me. I was popping in, popping out.
No, I said that people want to know exactly when we're going to be there.
I agree with that. I like to give them a time of like, hey, if you want to come hang out with me, I'm going to be there at this time. I like that.
Because if you show up and we're not there, you're like, Tom and Dan aren't here. This stinks. Right? I'm like, that's
no, I never go that far. I never go.
That's what you think a little bit. Because you're like, where's Tom and Dan? Why did they put this there?
I don't think I have enough ego.
8 hours.
Honestly, man, I don't think I have an ego.
It's not an ego.
To ever think. No, even a little bit of confidence. I don't have enough confidence to think that anybody ever goes to an island and looks around and is like, he said 11 and he's not here.
Yeah, but if you put it on the paper,
I know.
You have to be there. It's the thing. So people stand there like, oh, there he is, and they're like, okay.
So your question to me and to the chat room and people listening live is:
am I right in that we have to put the exact time Daniel and I plan to be there?
With appearances by Tom and Dan,
like 11 to 1, because that's when, and then we'll
11:15 to 1:05.
Or you just put the full day, and then we pop in and pop out whenever we want without anybody knowing the time.
You hate casual.
Yeah.
You hate that.
Well, I'm saying you have to tell everybody the time.
But let me
they don't
also,
have to come.
Can I also? I also want to. It's important to throw this out there. You're also the member of the show. Me and you.
Yeah.
You are the member of the show that will walk up to listeners and say, "Hi, want a photo?"
No,
I'm not that guy.
I did that one time.
I'm not that guy.
Because I thought
beautiful woman. She's beautiful.
Well,
drop dead gorgeous. I think you were trying out your new physique.
No.
Let's see if I still got it.
I will say.
You want some of it?
that helps the chances of me asking if you want a photo. If you're a beautiful woman,
She was a beautiful woman.
If you're a
Does your wife know she was a beautiful woman?
No,
Did you just say if you're a skank?
No. I said I was going to say if you're a standard bearded fatso,
okay.
I may just walk by you.
I thought you said if you're
I'll say hi.
if you're a skank, no dice. I'm not doing it.
Anyway,
let's bring back skank.
So what does the chat room say? I have to put the times, right? You don't just put the whole time.
We have. I think it's okay. Let me go through here because you want real. You have some people saying, what the F else am I going to be doing? There's one note for that.
Okay, all right.
Then there's one that says, put the actual time you're there.
Yeah.
Then there's one that says, I think it's best to not put the time on because we all know you're not going to be on time.
No, how dare you? What is it?
I think that was for you. I think that was for you.
No,
that's never for me. You think Andrea and Maisie are going to let me be late to my own appearance?
Yeah. Well, Daniel will be there.
I'll be there 30 minutes early. I'll be making drinks for everybody.
Yeah.
I'll sleep there.
As soon as they drop the anchor, Daniel's going to be on the anchor.
Ready to go.
Yeah, he'll virtually be there before.
We got another. You got to put the time on there.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes, put the time.
Of course.
Then we have another. Don't put constraints on yourself.
No, you're making it too easy. Well,
Tom will be late and blame Crystal. Man, they do not.
No.
They do not have a good opinion of you.
No. So I knew that already.
Okay.
I didn't ask that question. I didn't ask what opinion
Only
you had of
put
me.
the time on there if you're certain you can be on time.
Yeah, of course I can be
but
there.
You're never. But you're
no,
not.
No, well, if I'm there at 11:10, it's still there. No one's going to say that 1 minute.
Honestly, if you're going to be there at 11:10. Don't put 11.
No.
Now this is how I honestly feel. Because you're instantly lying. If you know you're going to be 11:10, put 11:10 and just be there at 11:10.
It's 11-ish cruise time.
Then put 11-ish.
We're on island time.
Then put 11-ish. Why not just say what you mean instead of saying 11 and being there at 11:30 and being like, it's fine.
No,
That's not.
I'm not 11:30. I said 11-ish. So it's like 11:08.
Then why not put 11-ish?
I'll be off at 11.
You're just dismissing what I'm saying? You don't even care what I'm saying?
I'll be running around 11.
Why not put around 11? Why can't you? Why not?
I'll be there on time.
Why not just put 11-ish? That fixes it.
I will never be late again.
I like that.
Mark my words. I'll bet anything that I'll never be late again.
Oh my God. Are you going to exercise on the boat?
I don't know. I want to.
You should.
But
you should. Everybody's going to stand and laugh at you.
Also, I'm going to be drunk the night before, and I'm going to tell Simone that, hey, let's go run in the morning and show everybody who we are.
I'll run with Simone.
But then again, I'll be so poisoned that running is really difficult. Yeah. When you're poisoned.
It is. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. It turns out that you can't really run through being poisoned.
No, it's very, very hard.
You could do that when you're younger, I think, but once you're past 40, if you have over 5 drinks the night before, and you could.
Dude, if I have a couple,
sweat out a mile.
No, if I have a couple, I can't. It doesn't work right.
You're not running 5 miles or whatever.
From in my mid 40s, when I have one craft beer.
Yeah.
As soon as it touches my tongue, I start farting. Seriously. It's the craft beer. It gets on my tongue.
It's like you started the Willy Wonka.
It's like you started the Wonka helicopter. It's like... It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And you can hear it. I got to talk to Dr. Powers.
Yeah. What can he do about that?
Nothing. And I'm convinced I have an ulcer. My dad had an ulcer, a peptic ulcer.
Yeah.
When he was my age, like this age. And I think, I'm identical to him, right?
No, but you ate probably better than he did. You know?
I don't know, man. A turkey sandwich with hot sauce and every beer for 40 years. A turkey sandwich with habanero hot sauce and 500 Coors Lights.
But you know more about healthy eating than your dad did. You know what I'm saying? Your dad, he
but
didn't
he also
grow up at
naturally ate healthy. He would eat meats, no vegetables, popcorn and pretzels. That's it. That's all he ate. His snacks were the healthiest snacks. When people were eating low-fat snacks, my dad naturally ate low-fat snacks because he just liked pretzels and popcorn, and that's all he ever ate. Yeah, he just liked the salt, and he didn't go heavy on the salt. It was just a little bit of salt. You know who else is here if you want him?
What?
You do know Hollywood Danny's here.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want
let's do
Hollywood
some-
Danny?
yeah.
Let's do it.
Hollywood Danny. Hollywood Danny. Oh, yeah! Hollywood Danny.
Bringing you the latest in entertainment news. It is your favorite Hollywood Danny. Hollywood Danny, of course, brought to you today. I don't have a sponsor for you. I need a sponsor for this.
There's a Guardian Water Services.
Boom.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Hollywood Danny brought to you by Guardian Water Services. Drink up. Life. It's a sport. I made that up. Drink up life. Life is the sport.
Isn't that Powerade?
I don't know. They can't do anything now. Nothing matters anymore. My first story today, I don't know if you know this one. It's been huge in the news. After 9 years at number one, Chick-fil-A, no longer the country's favorite fast food chain.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I don't believe this. This is from a USA Today poll that I actually had to go and find the top 10. For some reason, no article wanted to give you the full top 10 list. They prefer to just kind of cherry pick and give you some. Chick-fil-A has been number one in the USA for the last 9 years. This is from a Today's Reader's Choice Awards. What do you think number 10 is?
Oh,
or do you want me just to hit you with some? Because you're probably not going to get these.
The worst, like out of all the fast food.
Well, I would say it's still in the top
least
10.
favorite.
It's still in the top 10.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can think meats maybe might help you out a little. Arby's is number 10. Couldn't tell you the last time I went to Arby's. But I will say that Maisie had the funniest thing she's ever said. She said to Andrea got her hair thinned out. Andrea's hair is so thick that she has to go to a special hairstylist to like thin her hair out so it's manageable because she just has amazingly crazy hair.
If she just let it grow.
Oh my God.
And with not managing it whatsoever.
It's humongous, dude.
Would it just be...
It's humongous.
Would it grow out like a white lady afro?
Yeah, like a white lady afro.
It just be
it's humongous.
thick?
Yeah, but it's like curly and thick.
Yeah.
It's the hair that people want.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She can't, wash it that often, right? Because drying it is insane.
It is insane. But Maisie said, Mommy has hair like Arby's curly fries. And I was like, I like that. Get her, May. But yeah, I don't think a kid's ever been to Arby's. Number 9, this was one that I remember I thought Deltona was really coming up when they got one of these. Zaxby's.
Oh, yeah, Zaxby's.
Zaxby's is just like commercial Guthrie's.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just chicken fingers and the sauce.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, Huey Magoo's, I think, is sort of the same thing.
Spicy mayonnaise.
But they're not wings. It's more like chicken fingers, and then they give you a spicy mayonnaise that you dip it in, and then you get crinkle fries and garlic bread.
Yes, garlic bread. Coleslaw.
Yeah. I do love coleslaw, but Chick-fil-A took away their coleslaw, and they had good coleslaw.
Yeah,
I love coleslaw.
But Zaxby still has coleslaw.
But that's how you know I'm an old man.
Yeah.
Anybody that says I like coleslaw, I need a shirt that says that, and then people are like, "Oh, you're old." Young people, no one young right now, no one with different pronouns eats coleslaw. It's not a thing. It's an old person food.
Yeah. And it also, I think the jig's up with coleslaw.
You can't say that anymore.
They pretend like it's a healthy side.
It's mayonnaise and vinegar.
It's mayonnaise and vinegar.
And
cabbage with no nutritional value.
I love
guess
coleslaw.
The cabbage has some vitamins in it, right?
I think it's got some fiber.
Or is it lettuce or shredded lettuce?
No, it's cabbage, but I think it's got some vitamins and it's got some fiber. There are worse choice. It'd be better than fries, but they didn't get rid of their fries.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Number 8, don't believe this either, Popeyes. Andrea loves Popeyes, but namely because of their biscuits.
A lot of fried chicken and in these options.
Number 7, I don't believe this one, Taco Bell.
Okay.
And I always thought Taco Bell ran a little higher than that. Number 6, this one, unbelievable, Captain D's. Name where there's a Captain D's. I'm
surprised it's that high.
Yeah.
And this is a national poll.
Captain D's over Arby's? Can't see it. Number 5, Hardee's. Hardee's makes
This
me
must
think
be
of...
a Midwest
It's a
poll.
southerny.
Yeah, okay.
It's supposed to be a southern poll.
Because the only Hardee's I know of, and I always pass it going to Croom Forest in Brooksville and going down 50.
They're
whatever.
more remote areas.
Yeah. And then I pass this Hardee's, and we stopped there a couple times.
Yeah.
And,
Diarrhea City.
Yeah. And every time I've ever gone to Hardee's, I've always regretted it.
Yeah. My dad got real bad.
I was just mad that I even went there, and I was like, God damn, this place stinks.
My dad never really got... He was not a sucker for products, or like new items, menu items, rather.
Yeah.
But when Hardee's came out with their Monster Thick Burger, my dad it got him. It was the one that got
okay,
him.
all
And
right.
my dad drove up the road in DeLand because we had a Hardee's, and he got a Monster Thick Burger, and it gave him mega dia. I mean, the Grim Reaper of diarrhea came and called his number. And he was not happy about it. Number 4, In-N-Out Burger. Number 3, I told you, is now Chick-fil-A. Now, here's your 1 and 2, and I don't believe this at all. You ready? Number 2, KFC. Number 1, Del Taco. No way. I just ate at Del Taco a couple of days ago with Maisie. May loves it. I think they give too much cheese on their tacos. It's like 1.5 pounds of cheese on their tacos.
Yeah,
it's too much.
I haven't eaten a Del Taco in a long time. This has to be some regional, like, small-time survey that, because I don't think anybody in Florida, if you ask them their number 1 fast food restaurant, or a very small percentage would say Del Taco.
Yeah, also, I'd like to point out that I've been to Del Taco twice with my family to try it because Maisie's a taco fanatic, and both times we've been to Del Taco, our order has been destroyed. I mean, horrible. And we had to go back both times to get our order fixed. So
now that is local employees' fault and not necessarily Mr. Del.
No, but I mean, but I always take it back to training because Chick-fil-A seems to get it right.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had something wrong at Chick-fil-A. I don't think I ever have.
That's why they've been number 1 for so long.
Right. That's why I don't think this list is right. I mean, like, I'm one guy, and Del Taco's messed up my order twice, and I've been twice. So, here's your next story.
All right.
I went with something light and fun. Let's go to something sad. Shiloh Jolie's attorney fires back on her name change because she was getting a lot of heat. She is getting rid of her dad, Brad Pitt's name. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute because I can't think of a scenario that you could present to me as a 48-year-old dad, Danny Denny, if Maisie Dennis came to me and said, yo, I'm taking the Dennis off my name because you're a monster, I would want to kill myself. It would crush my soul.
Yes, yeah.
You know me. You know how sensitive I am. I would be. The reason I'm obsessed with this story is because I put myself in this person's shoes, and it's hard for me to even read this story and not get sad.
Now, is it better that it's a female? Because you always have it in the back of your mind that she will probably eventually change her last name when she gets married or whatever. You know, right? So then, is it a little? Would it be worse if it was male? And then, just because, like, that means that they hate you that much, even though this is the reason why she's changing her name because she doesn't want her dad's last name.
Yeah,
and so
it seems like
the intent is the worst part about it.
And it seems like it is based on, because, like, the reason this is even in the news, and it's weird, is because I guess California law requires you to publish an article that you are changing your name in the paper. It's just a legality. It's something it's something that you have to do. But then, and then a lot of, like, blogs and entertainment reporters got a hold of it and kind of looked at it. And I think I even sort of did this, like, why the hell is she doing that? Like, that's how you really get your dad, is you take out an article in a paper. But then when it was explained to me, it makes a little more sense. And that's why I think that they published this article, was to kind of calm people down and be like, yo, yes, there are problems. Yes, she wants to change her name, but she's not putting it in the paper for any reason other than just the process. So don't make it more than it is.
Yeah.
We do live in a time when people love to make things more than it is.
So she hates him that much, or she wants to distance herself that much from the family that she's just changing her last name. Is it it's public that she doesn't have a good relationship with her dad?
Yeah, from what I understand, it
is there any reason behind it?
The reason, I think the reason that I kind of well, I'm assuming here, but everything that I've read kind of links back to one time when there was an altercation on a private plane between Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, and all the children on the tarmac. I think you'll remember we talked about this story.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently he went nuts. And it was like, it seems like it was him showing that side of him to his family at that time made almost all the kids go, yo.
Didn't he shake Angelina around a little bit?
I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did. He did a little of the old Sean Connery. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it says here.
I kind of feel.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce in 2016 after an alleged altercation on a private plane involving several children. And that's really all they kind of go into.
You know, I go back and forth because I kind of feel bad for these.
The younger sister, Vivian and Zahara, have both also introduced themselves. Normally, they introduce themselves with the removal of Brad Pitt's name. So it's not good. Sad stuff.
I feel bad for these celebrities sometimes because I'm like, man, you know, you got into this business because this is what you wanted to do, and you made it to the top of the top, right? You're an A-list celebrity, someone like Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah. Considered you won the Super Bowl.
So you had success, but the price that you have to pay for that is you can never live a public life. Your life is bizarre. The amount of wealth that you have is going to affect your family in some way because you're working all the time. They can't live a normal life, really. The extreme wealth, sometimes it's hard for people to have normalcy in it. You know
I'd like to point out that I'd like to point out now as an observation and comparative observation that both Paul Sr. and Jr. are currently talking.
No, really.
No, I'm just saying. So if you are Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and you have this much problems and those knuckleheads can keep it together, come on.
No, and then it's like, so, you know, it's hard. We know there's a 50% divorce rate and with, regular people. So, you know, it's hard to even get them, keep a marriage and a family together. Even without all this other stuff with the unlimited wealth and the fame and stuff. So you add that, and then it's like, man, it's kind of destined to fail in some aspects because your life is so weird. And
a lot of pressure.
You can't be normal, and because you're a movie star, you're away from your family a lot, and then things like this happen. It's all public, and it's embarrassing, and then it's like, think about Brad Pitt. Your daughter changes her name, and then it's like, telling the world that it's like, oh, this.
Well, there's no such thing as not telling the world.
Yeah,
right?
And then so you're like, all this wealth and fame and your family is like broken apart, and I'm sure it makes you sad. It's like,
yeah,
is that
you'd almost rather be, and I think there is that truth of, you hear from almost unlimited. I hear from friends of mine that travel the world, that go different places, and they'll meet people that are like maybe don't have anything in like Ireland, or there's normal people in Italy and all these different places, just normal people, and they're the happiest people in the world.
Yeah.
They're happy with their families, just living a normal life, doing the normal things human do, and enjoying it.
And this is ridiculous, and there's no way to ever look back and be like, if I could do it all over or whatever, stupid, because who knows, it could have been worse. And that's the thing,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but I bet you that Brad Pitt has thought about, if I never went into this business and I just had a normal life and a normal family, and would it have been better?
But you would have never been able to bang a cartoon. Because didn't he bang a cartoon in Cool World? Cool World.
Yeah.
Name the number of men that have banged cartoons. You can name them on like one hand.
With big, baggy suit pants.
He had a zoot suit on. But there's less men have banged cartoons than astronauts. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that. There's less men that have banged cartoons than NBA like mega centers or Michael Jordan, LeBron. You want another one?
Yeah.
I got another good one here. This one's for my wife, who I don't know if she's in the chat room. But the latest rumor, and this is mega news. This is like breaking, huge news. Celine Dion is rumored to be performing at the 2024 Summer Olympics. They are rumoring that now in France that she might perform at the opening ceremony. Celine Dion, 56, she greeted some fans outside of Royal Monsieur Hotel in Paris on July 23rd. She smiled and waved, signed autographs for plenty of people. Reports suggest that she will be performing at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Variety and TMZ have both reported this. And this is the part that I pulled this for you because I thought you would like this. Yep. Dion is rumored to receive how much for one song? Normally you're good at these. How much for one song?
Man.
Celine Dion, France.
Yeah.
Olympics, opening ceremony. She's coming off of the I Am Celine Dion documentary I can't watch it because Andrea said it's so tragic. They show her have a seizure. She's battling the stone person's disease.
Crystal's watching it too, and I've caught some.
I heard it's rough.
It is rough, although because you don't know, this is such a rare disease, no one knows anything about it. But apparently, it happens like she has like episodes,
waves,
of this, and so it does. We thought
kind of like MS,
like you go through episodes, and then other than the episodes, you kind of back to what you normally were doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like controlling those small episodes is what is like controlling that disease.
Yeah, and as recently as April, she was interviewed by Vogue France, and she was talking about the uncertainty of ever performing again. And that's why, I got to see her with my wife here in Orlando. One of the greatest concerts ever, like truly amazing.
She's a crazy good singer.
Oh my God, so good. But she's currently working with a medical team to kind of get in when she gets in these periods where it's not affecting her to boost her immunity and stamina. And so, the rumor is, give me your number.
$1 million.
More than that.
Really?
Yeah.
$2
million.
Wow.
One song, $2 million.
That is a good payday.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Like, I've heard of, like, Beyonce going to, like, Dubai to do a full concert for, like, $1 million. But I don't know if I've ever heard of one song in France. Like, you're, like, literally, like, you fly to France, and she's French-Canadian, right?
Yeah.
She goes there. They probably have her sing in French.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Fly there, one song. Or doesn't she? She probably has a house there.
Yeah, yeah. And it really...
walk down the street, sing, $2 million right in your
To
house.
us, it's a lot of money. To her, it doesn't even move
nothing.
the needle.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you're saying it's a lot, but I'm actually thinking about, it's kind of surprising that she's doing this for $2 million. It's not even for the money. It's
I think she would do it for the Olympics and for her country or for France or...
And I imagine that the opening ceremony has an insane amount of viewership now that everybody is got the internet.
Are you an opening ceremony? You're not, are you?
We'll watch it.
I have to watch it because my wife is obsessed.
It's a thing. It's a world event that you should turn on. I want my sons to see it.
It's cool, but it's weird how I liked it more when it was nations that don't align as much with ours because they have to weave their own politics and problems into the ceremonies, and there'll be things you'd see or don't see that you don't understand, and then the commentators have to say, you can see now that they're carrying certain flowers. That is a flower from a distant region in France, and that represents some of the struggle that the peasants had during the 1850 crusade. You know what I'm talking? I love that part. Yeah. I like it when they do. I'm like, what is it? What are they talking about?
Yeah. What is this fact that I'll never research or ever remember again?
It could be lying to me. Like it may not even be real.
Also, and I don't know if this happens, but do the people in the stadium, because it's comical and unfair.
Everybody there is performing, dude.
No, but say Russia, right? Not probably liked by the majority of the world right now.
I think they've only got 14 athletes in the Olympics because they're hated.
But the athletes they have is not their, they have, they're just representing their country.
I think they should play it up.
They're young kids.
I think they should play it up. They should come in and walk like old. Remember
when they announced Russia, did people boo the young kids that are just trying to? They're once in a lifetime. They represent,
but they do have a certain look, the Russians, though. You know what I mean?
But is it a little WWE?
They have a certain look, like a 17-year-old boy. For Russia, he looks like a 61-year-old man. They have a very mature look, the Russians.
But because they're essentially just a bunch of kids. I know they're kids, but they're teenagers, and the oldest is in their early 20s. There's some older
the old cornholers. You got a guy in there my age. He's Olympic cornhole.
Which, by the way, if you do have an old person representing your country in a sport, that sport is probably
crappy.
Yeah. Like if someone's like 38 and can still do whatever sport,
curling.
Yeah.
It's not a real sport.
Yeah. It's like it's not a
somebody
athletic
put on his hot take
event.
hat today.
No, think about it. You're 38. Like it should all be the best, youngest athletes in the ages.
It typically is
18 to 22.
I think the other ones are just novelties they throw in there.
No, I know, but there will be some sort of like rifle event, and there's like a 48-year-old, like because they just been doing it for so long. They're really, really good, and it's boring, and not that many people do it. Like, just get that out of there.
Robert from YouTube says, "I feel like if you actively started and are continuing a war, your country shouldn't be allowed to participate in the Olympics." But that's just me. I think that's kind of how it is. I think a lot of these guys, if they are going to participate, they have to participate under sort of a non-Russian aligned badge.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. Like, now that I'm 42 years old and I'm an adult and I see all, like, I used to think the Olympics were bigger and, like, more important than they are. And now
I used to think that about everything.
Yeah, and now I see it's like, oh, like, all these countries are just bobo. Including, and I say bobo, and I mean, like, there's not that much thought being put into a lot of this stuff. And there's like, so the Olympics, it's like, yeah, we're sending the best athletes, but it's a big pomp and circumstance marketing TV show.
Yeah, a lot of
it's for entertainment.
Yeah, it is for entertainment.
And for
it's
the
sports,
kids, but also for the young adults that are competing in their event. And it's really more about them. Like, they achieved the highest level, and we should celebrate that. But the actual who wins and loses, no one cares, right? Like,
I don't. I just enjoy the vibe of it.
If USA doesn't get the most gold medals, does anybody like truly bummed out?
But typically we do because we put the most funding.
Of course, yeah. Now, like gambling odds, we have the
we throw cash at it.
But and then it's like even when I'm watching an event, like I'm rooting for USA, but if Australia wins, I'm like, oh, good for them. I don't care.
I have a different bias than you. I don't do that. I don't always
They're
go
all
US.
the same.
I don't always go US. Like I try to tailor it to what I think the sport. Like if it's skiing, I'm like, if it's Swiss guys up there, I'm like, oh yeah, you're better at that than me. Like I do that. Like if it's surfing and it's Australia, I'm like, you guys got surfing. Australia, you got surfing. If it's ping pong, I think you know where I go. Seriously, that's how I do it.
I know who's the fastest runners.
Yeah, it's also the same way that I know who the cornhole guys are. Those are ours. Those are ours.
Yeah. Who's the best at jumping? Who's the best at poles?
Do you want one more?
Yeah.
I got one more. Right. This is my favorite one. I saved this one for the last one. Not really entertainment-based, but I thought you would enjoy it. A study finds that dogs can actually smell your stress. They did a study in the University of Bristol, Cardiff University, and this has been published in the Journal of Scientific Records. Humans underwent a stress test. So they had a panel of humans do public speaking when they weren't public speakers, and do math tests when they weren't mathematicians. And then they sweat and breath samples were collected from all of these people, right? And they had 18 different varying breeds of dog sizes, all across the board. The dogs are trained to recognize the position and contents of different food bowls. The dogs showed more pessimistic choices after smelling stressed human sweat and breath. So basically, when they had the essence of human stress, when they applied that to dogs, the dogs made it messed up made them make weird choices.
Interesting. I wonder that's the cliche of don't show him you're afraid because that makes it worse, with like an angry dog or whatever.
Yeah, dogs sniff sweaty rags before choosing food bowls in an ambiguous scenario. Dogs were more hesitant when with the stressed scent. So if there were bowls that were treated with me, like my anxiety, you put it on the bowl.
It makes them nervous.
The dog walks over to it, and the dog's like, what the hell is this? This don't smell right.
Yeah, it triggers their fight or flight. I bet because it's probably some instinctual thing they evolved into.
Yeah.
Where if they see an animal stressed or whatever, that they're either going to attack it or run from it because or whatever.
Yeah. They say that where you may see this, and again, this is in the infancy of them trying to figure this out. They're like, when you are stressed, or maybe possibly when you argue, or when you're concerned about something, that maybe your dog will avoid you.
Well, or you're any sort
Hide
of like
or
you're releasing a stress hormone. Your brain is like you're afraid or whatever.
Yeah,
which is funny because
apparently what this is leading to, and this is I thought you'd like this. They think that dogs can sense or smell cortisol levels rising.
Yeah.
They
can smell or lick or whatever your blood sugar.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
They're just finding that dogs can do a lot of crazy stuff with their senses, and their senses of smell are extremely powerful.
They're diabetes service animals that can sense when your blood sugar's low. And I think it's through your saliva, like you're giving it a treat, you're touching it to your tongue, like it knows when it's low. It was crazy.
Yeah, one of the articles I read too was kind of the example that they used was a dog trainer who was entirely stressed out. They're like, those dogs weren't learning.
Yeah.
Like it was like the person was so stressed out, and then it was like they were not a good dog trainer. It's like there is a specific way to train dogs. You'd have to be mindful of you stressing them, accidentally.
It's funny because everybody has been in a situation where if you walk in or someone's telling someone else, like, don't show that dog you're nervous or you're afraid of it because it makes it worse or whatever.
Right.
And it's like that person cannot help themselves.
You're terrified.
They cannot turn off their brain releasing a chemical.
I try.
But it's funny because in House of the Dragon, there's some scene where someone's going to try to ride a dragon, and then they're telling the guy, like, hey, don't be nervous. It'll sense that you're nervous, and the giant head of the dragon is in his face or whatever. It's like that person can't control that.
Guys start crying.
Like their brain is dumping stress hormone to run, and then if the dragon can sense that, he's getting eaten. Like he can't turn that off. You'd have to train like a monk to be able to turn that off. What I'm saying? It would be a long time. So it's funny that people tell like, oh, don't act nervous, but it's not even you're acting. Like it could probably sense it in the hormones you're releasing.
Yes.
Right? So it's like so acting a certain way doesn't matter.
No.
They can sense
you could hide it like perfectly, but if it's on your skin,
it's combing out your pores or whatever. I don't know how it works, but like that's what they're sensing. It's not obviously erratic behavior. They'll make them nervous, but it's like I think you could just stand there like a statue, and if you're nervous, it will sense it.
So it goes on to say that this could be something that they use for, and I know we got to get out of here, but it could be something that you use for safety in police dogs where, imagine in scenarios where you're just walking the line with a dog. The dog, if it's a specifically trained dog, if it can smell your nerves, if it could smell that you're like, why are you nervous?
Although
it's going to be faulty.
Oh yeah. Although with the Daniels of the world, like
I'd be a terrorist every time. They're like, this guy's a terrorist.
Yeah, like there are a lot of people that just live with a baseline, anxiety level high, and especially if you're at the airport. Most people are nervous at the airport no matter what. Like I'm not a nervous person, but like just going
it's
to the
stressful.
It
is stressful.
It's stressful. Like you woke up early, your family's going crazy, like you're about to miss your flight. Like everything about it is stressful, so it would be impossible.
Don't even bring the dog.
Yeah. All right. We will see you tomorrow.